There's something to talk about.
Fujin wins.
So we're going to do a Warrior Shrine. I'm Django. I'm joined by Temp and D4 for this episode. Where do you guys want to begin?
I mean, Fujin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fujin is Fujin's the guy that I was referring to, who we talk about every episode.
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers. Whatever, he's here, yeah.
I guess I'll get started. Before I even go into, like, the character himself, I just want to express the relief that they didn't give him some sort of weird visual gimmick to his Fujin. That makes me so... NetherRealm, I know we're critical, but thank you. Thank you for everything, Fujin. But I think, most of all, thank you for not giving him some strange head-scratching gimmick, right? There's no helmet.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he doesn't have a bicycle vest.
He's not bald.
He's oh god, that's like the best part to me, man. He's got that beautiful Final Fantasy VI hair.
He does. He is anime as fuck, dude.
He is. My favorite aspect is that he has wide eyes. I was so fucking scared that he'd have pupils because I went back and looked at his concept art for MKX, and they actually gave him pupils in that.
Did they?
Yeah, he had pupils in his X concept art, so I was like,
oh, I didn't
there's
know
actually
that.
a chance he might get pupils because everyone is getting fucking pupils in this game.
That would have been...
wide eyes.
That would have been... All of that would have been bad. If they would have fucking given him a weird helmet, if they would have given him, like, no hair, like, any of that shit, pupils, that would have been a blow-up. But they didn't.
And his hair looks so fucking good.
It does
It's like a
good.
perfect mix of, like, MK4 and Armageddon.
It's hella white, too. It's not even gray. It's like... It feels like a light source itself.
It's almost like a statue coming to life, but his hair's not quite there yet. So, even I joke about it, giving him a biker vest, but I would have even been okay with a biker vest gimmick if the hair looked okay. Like if he has a shitty vest that says "Wind God AF" on the back of it, I would have been all right as long as the hair's there, right? Eyes, pupils, that's I would say semi-important to me. That matters, but you gotta get the sexy long anime hair. You gotta get that right. That's so important, and they nailed that.
I'm not gonna gripe about anything. I'm not gonna do it because he looks really good. I'm gonna point out the thing that I pointed out in my reaction video, actually, is that he looks really good. He's handsome. He's a handsome dude. Which I thought was really funny because, like, just looking at him next to Raiden, it's like, you guys look very different from each other now.
You said that Rutger Hauer, and, like, I looked him up earlier, because I've only seen Rutger Hauer in, like, Sin City and shit.
And Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah, and he looks old as shit, but he actually has, like, super white hair, and he looks, like, exactly like Fujin.
Yeah, when he's young, the face is very similar.
Yeah.
Like, even younger than Blade Runner.
I wonder if they used that. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, that fits the sort of the pattern of Mortal Kombat of using just, like, classic sci-fi fantasy imagery.
Oh, that guy.
That does.
Yeah, I'm posting a picture in the chat.
I know that guy.
Damn, he looks young there. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a tragedy of history. He did not do more stuff that made it into the mainstream.
I've only seen those two movies he was in, but he was great.
He's amazing. Honestly, he's not just great. In my opinion, he's like one of the best. In my opinion, he's like Shakespearean level. He's that good.
Yeah, I didn't know he died either. I was like really surprised that he died. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
I was like, oh shit.
I think he died year to the date of the Blade Runner anniversary, I think.
Damn.
No, I'm fucking that up. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
I also know him from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. The movie. He was the bad guy in that shit. He was funny. Fujin looks really good. Yeah, he was funny in that movie. Oddly enough, there was another character who was in that movie who has a cameo in What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show.
Ooh.
Bringing all this shit together. Because we watched that the other night. It was tight.
Bring it all back.
Going back to Fujin, Um, he doesn't have a headband.
Nope.
I hope they give him one for like gear, which surely they will, right?
It'd be weird if they didn't. Well, the problem is, like, normally if there's a headband gear, that implies that. What's up?
Well, I was gonna say he would probably be wearing one by default if he had a headband.
Yeah, exactly. You would have like the head option, and then you'd have to unlock the absence of a headband after like grinding the towers for 40 hours. But
Yeah.
the fact that there's nothing there at all.
Well, Sheeva has head options apparently because she has like a helmet. So maybe
that's right.
maybe it's just different hairstyles and then headbands and shit.
It could be. I mean,
well.
like,
Because like Sindel too also is that way, where she just starts out with default hair and then you can add all that random shit.
I wonder what his 3 items are. Like, it's got to be like his sword, right? His sword.
Crossbow.
Yeah, he's got the crossbow.
And probably the hair or the gauntlets or something.
Yeah, like, there wasn't like a third thing that jumped out. Like, clearly, this is gear item. The way they do a lot of the time. I don't know. It could
Because
be.
he's wearing different gloves in both designs, so I thought they just changed with the design.
It could be. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I mean, like, if there's not a headband, I'm not gonna like, oh, this is fuck this Fujin, not my Fujin.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I really wanted a cape, but
Yeah,
I'll get that.
a cape would have been nice, but
I think a cape is fairly likely because anything that's kind of associated with the torso, I imagine would be easy to categorize gear in terms of gear, but I think maybe they left it out for animation purposes.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like MK11 is trying to go back to a lot of like classic first appearance stuff for most of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And the cape was an Armageddon staple, I believe, right? Or no, it was a mythology staple.
yeah,
right?
mythology
He was
is.
supposed to have the cape in MK4, but they had to cut it. Like he still has like the cape, like
He has the cape straps, but he doesn't
yeah,
have the
in
actual
MK4
cape.
like they're just like red straps. It looks weird as fuck.
It does.
But in like the art, it shows like Fujin with a cape, like a big flowing red cape. And he did get the cape in his alt in Armageddon, but that costume was fucking weird.
That was a weird costume.
So how do you feel about his designs?
I think it's an improvement, if I'm being honest. I honestly, especially with the collar, like
I really like the collar. Yeah.
it looks unbelievable. It looks like Japanese formality is kind of the vibe I get
Yeah.
from it. It looks very eloquent. And I think that's where a lot of the Final Fantasy VI parallels come from. It's over designed in a good way, in my opinion. That's the best way I can describe it.
I like that too. He has a
Feels
lot
like
of
so fucking anime.
he has a lot of Asian shit in his design, like, period. Like, there's a lot of little details that make him feel super, super Asian-y, which not always the case with Raiden, especially recently. I like that Fujin got a bunch of them.
Tough. Because it's like, if you ask people what they want Raiden to look like, you're going to get one group that wants more of like the traditional, like Thunder God MK Raiden, and you're probably going to have another group who wants more of the Big Trouble Little China, like almost MK Deadly Alliance appearance.
Yeah.
And then you're going to want the people who want the Paul W.S. Anderson, Christopher Lambert Raiden. So, God, I mean, thank heavens there's like 2 Fujin designs in history we had to draw from. 3, I guess. I keep forgetting with. Oh, quick correction, guys. It wasn't an anniversary thing. The movie Blade Runner took place in 2019. The story did. Rutger Hauer died in 2019, so that's the parallel everyone's drawing.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
God, he'll be missed.
He will be.
I'm going to try to pick. That might be my project this weekend, but yeah. So, but yeah, that's a good point about Raiden because it's hard to think about Fujin without kind of bringing up Raiden as well.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think his white outfit that he's wearing kind of looks similar to like MK1 Raiden. I get those vibes from that outfit with all the white, and the tattoos are kind of weird, but I kind of dig like the fingerless gloves too he's wearing. Like those are kind of sick. But yeah, I just got like a Raiden vibe from his first outfit that he shows up in the trailer.
That was a
What makes
really...
the tattoos. What's up?
No, go for it.
What makes the tattoos kind of interesting is it's almost like the MKX variation problem, where they would separate variations by making a certain part of the body glow.
Yeah,
Kung Lao had a big problem with that. And it's my big back in like I don't know if our fans remember, but like in like 2014, my big complaint was why does everyone have a 9-volt battery installed in their clothes, right? So that's kind of the vibe I get. It's like, okay, Liu Kang's a god now.
That's where I felt like they took that from. And just like, I feel like that's a little unnecessary. Like, they could have did that design without those weird ass tattoos.
Yeah, that's kind of where I stand. It's inoffensive ultimately. Like, I mean, I'd probably be more critical if it was on a different character. Like, if
I still like the design. Yeah, it's just like that aspect is kind of weird.
If Noob Saibot had a problem similar to that, I would be way more critical just because, like, we've gotten noobs so many times, like, you can't get Shadow, right? Like, you don't know what a Shadow is, the fuck? But it's Fujin, so I'm like, they're trying something new. They gave me the important stuff, so I'm willing to kind of be like, okay, also it doesn't look bad. It's more the fact that why. It's the why that bothers me. It's not even really the design that looks bad at all.
It's like Fujin with tattoos, like... I don't know.
It's really weird because, like, I said it and I still hold it that, like, God Liu Kang to me looks like a Fujin redesign. Like, if you're going to update a Fujin and do him now, his hair should be longer. But, like, that aside, he's even got the fucking headband that I wish Fujin had. That kind of works. So to me, it's interesting that they carried that glowy tattoo thing over. But I like it either way. That white design was... It's interesting to see. I don't dislike it at all. Obviously, like, I'd love my fucking, Sub-Zero white alternate. So that shit's sick. So it's kind of cool that we're already seeing Fujin with one. And I like all the, like, Asian mural-y tattoos and, like, print that's on his outfit and shit. Kind of like Liu has some of that shit, too. That shit looks really sick on that one.
It does.
He looks good. I really want to see. I'm sure he'll have it, like a shader or something with like the darker red stuff on Fujin. Like his stuff, like his outfit from MKX and Armageddon, and just more of that red color that I associate with him a little more. But I'm sure he'll have it. But he looks fucking sick. They got like the hardest part right. Now it's just like, okay, cool. Give me one of these alternate colors. Like, if, having to fish for an alternate color is the biggest problem I've got with Fujin, then, man, I'm in good shape.
The only thing about the other design I don't like is the vest being blue. I wish it was black.
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to be the MK4-ish one.
I would agree with that. The blue is a weird direction to go there.
I don't think it works super well with, like, the teal pants. Like, the blue and the teal pants, like, I don't know if that goes together super well.
Yeah.
And the vest was black and 4, so I'm like, But I hope he has an alt that's like the black vest.
Like, Fujin's color is the teal. Like, that's the whole deal.
Yeah.
Traditionally speaking. Like, you go and look at, like, the old, like, Japanese Oni paintings and shit from forever ago. Like, he's teal. That's his whole deal, so...
And it also... Well, go on, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, it looks a lot like Shang's younger outfit. With the, like, shoulder pads and the fucking, like... You know what I mean? Like, someone posted a picture and it looks super similar.
It does.
And I got that vibe in the trailer, too. I was like, that looks a lot like his younger outfit. But it's good. I really like it.
It is, yeah. That's probably mostly just like, hey, we're same artist drew the things and we're making the shit and whatever. But it does look like really similar. You're right. Those pants look really sick in that outfit too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, another thing is, like, I think the first outfit looks really good in motion because of all the cloth hanging off. Like, he's all, like, moving and shit, and you see his hair and all the cloth physics and shit. It looks so good.
Physics.
Hell yeah.
Their physics are on point. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about his appearance? It sounds like we all dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Just to crown off the theme of his appearance, which is, like, beautiful anime man. Like, it's one thing that's important about that, not even important to me, but I think it's just important for the game, is this will be an easy point to convey because both of you are Symphony of the Night fans. But the reason why they incorporate that I hope I'm pronouncing it right. The Bishonen male
Yes.
appearance art style is because that is a common art style in a lot of anime, and a lot of that is utilized because that brings in the female demographic. That's why there's so many female anime fans. It's kind of what kind of balances the viewership, is that a lot of women really like that art style. And I guess if you want to give some man service to the ladies, this is probably like the best way to do it. And that's, I think, putting Fujin in MK11, I think, was the perfect decision, because MKX, as much as I wanted him, that game had some bad aesthetic problems.
Oh yeah,
and I think Bo Show is paying the price for that right now, in my opinion. And don't laugh, that's bad. It's terrible. Why are you laughing at that? I think we would have lost Fujin forever if they released him in KX. I think now, because they released him in a game that everyone, even people who don't like the game, unanimously agree the game looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I think release them in a story DLC, so people not only get to use them and put them on their select screen so they can never pick them ever after they buy them. Now they get to meet Fujin. I think the biggest thing going against Fujin before, because everyone always told us, guys, it's a small vocal minority. Not that many people actually like Fujin, and I believe they're partially right. But I think that because people just didn't know who he was, they weren't around for MK4. It wasn't that they didn't like Fujin. It's just that they only remember the classic games and the MK9 reboot, so they just never had a chance to get to know the guy. Now there's no going back. NRS can never be like, you're just a vocal minority. No, now your mom likes Fujin, right? That's the thing. So it's such a victory. I think the wait, for better or worse, is going to benefit the character more than anything. The best case scenario would have been to recognize how good the character was and to put him in more games. But we can't rewrite history, right? So at the very least, I think this is going to help him out. So, because he's a fucking wind god, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Just
how.
the concept alone, it's like...
In the history, like, he fought Sub-Zero before MK1, man. He fought Bihan. It always seemed crazy to me that, he wasn't in more games, but now it's done. Now if Fujin doesn't show up, like, everyone's going to know. They're going to feel that absence now, because there's no way you can't like this character. It's fucking impossible, so... That's kind of my ultimate. What's up?
No, yeah. I agree with you, and that's a really good thing to point out. Like, there's a bunch of us Mortal Kombat fans, like us, like the fucking hosts. Okay, well, we got some other hosts that are new now, I guess. D4, you're a green name, and we got Smoke Man, who's a green name now too. Of the host variety, you guys are a little younger. But
I grew up with this shit.
You did. No, I know.
Before.
But like, what I was gonna say was like, there's a lot of people that aren't fucking like 30 plus guys who now can like get to see him like uncaged level dudes who and that's a big difference, that they get a chance to play Fujin, and they get a chance to play Fujin in a story context too, which is a big deal. That's a part of this DLC thing that we hadn't really said that much about, but it's a big deal because it's the first time ever.
Yeah, I honestly didn't consider that until Tim said that. That's a really fucking good point.
It is. It's like
that's more than just Rain being like DLC in 9. Like, this is like actually making him like a big deal.
Yeah, and it's the same with like like Bo Raicho and Mortal Kombat X and all that stuff. Like, you didn't really get, like, he popped up a little bit in the story mode.
He was in the
MKX.
story, but he
was
got bodied.
He was just like walking around and shit. There's a lot of fucking food, even in this just like trailer that we saw today.
I think the MKX story mode hurt Bo because Bo's students died and he didn't really have a reaction to it. That's bad.
It made him look like a bitch. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
I mean, it's like Raiden's like, Liu Kang and Kung Lao are dead, and Bo's like, that's great. I'm a fat alcoholic, and just. Man, I don't think that was the right way to go, man. Like, but anyway, continue.
No, you're right. Like, they really should have touched on that at some point. It's not as bad as Mortal Kombat 11, because I was gonna make a Scorpion Takeda comparison. It's not as bad as it was with Bo and Lu and Kung Lao, but it feels a little similar. But man, yeah, getting to see Fujin in this game looking hella good, and in a story capacity, and getting to do all the shit, and giving people the things that, like, almost everyone can gravitate towards and connect with, which is, like, cinematic type stuff. Man, we see how much of that kind of thing puts characters in this game right now. We'll talk about Robocop in a minute.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's probably important to note that we're not entirely in the clear. Because they could write Fujin in a way where at the end of the story mode, Fujin does something really stupid, like saying, "No, Raiden, we have to help Chronica destroy the universe." Stuff like that is still possible. We're not entirely out of the clear yet, but it is a very good start. The future is looking bright.
It is. And I
just want to throw that in there.
It's possible, but like, I mean, Liu Kang might destroy the universe too if you help him. So I don't even know who to like. I don't know. I don't know what
the bio gives me hope. The bio portrays him as this likable, easygoing, friendly dude, and that's really
such a good dude.
He does.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that's one reason why I like a lot of my favorite characters. Like, I think who's the goodest dude, right? Glacius, such a nice guy. That is so important in case you want to main the character.
Okay, you're right. Maybe just go straight to Glacius. All right.
That's part of why I love Nightwolf. That's his whole story in MK3 is helping everyone. And
right? Yeah.
Deception, fucking Seals of Naga. Like he's just a good dude. And Fujin here, like he sounds so good. And the leaked intros, he sounds good. Like everything lore wise, he sounds really good so far.
Good dude. Friend to Earthrealm, which is really nice. And I mean, like Hope. Like Hope is a big thing that it sounds like in his bio here that we're reading. He's a really fucking hopeful dude, which is important. And Earthrealm really needs that fucking shit, because when we see Earthrealm at the end of story mode, it's an asteroid. So
I mean, if I had to pick one word to define Fujin's past 14 years, it would be hope. Like that was kind of the theme. Yeah. It was a symbol that was slowly turning into despair, which I think I kind of got to that point where I kind of gave up.
Yeah. And
just kind of could see that we were just never going to get Fujin. Now that he's here, I don't really know what to do. It's still weird to me. I'm still digesting it. I don't know where you guys are at.
Yeah, like when I watched the trailer this morning, I was like, I wasn't into it because I was super tired. And then after I woke up and like saw more screenshots and shit and kept watching it and just like seeing that bio with his name there, it like dawned on me. It's like Fujin is fucking on a roster now. Like
it's crazy.
Like fuck Armageddon. Like that doesn't count. Like Fujin hasn't been playable in over like 20 years. Like that's fucking nuts.
And he's gonna be here this month.
Yeah, in like 3 weeks. Like that's it.
That's another crazy thing. Like we're not gonna have to wait until like, you know, early 2017 or some shit. Like it's gonna be very soon for this dude.
May I ask you guys a philosophical question?
Okay.
MK12 comes around, and you have a choice. Let's say Ed Boon comes up to you, and your choice is, do you bring back Fujin for MK12? Or you exclude Fujin at the cost of bringing Reiko back? What do you do?
I put Fujin in.
Same. Django?
Wait, what? So, wait. It's either put Fujin in or Reiko in? MK12?
MK12. You can't get both. Who do you bring back?
Man, I like Reiko a lot.
I know. I wanted to see you squirm, so I asked this question. But it's important. Your answer's important, though. Don't get me wrong.
I know. The hard questions are the ones that define us. God, Fujin looks so good in Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, that's true. It's the devil you know, right? So it's like you're gambling if you pick Reiko and he has a biker helmet, right? So
it is. That gets. Oh my god, yeah. It could be that could be a thing, but it's also
gambling.
On the other hand, it's like we can already see that Fujin is going to have a really, like, you know, a fair shake, a really good showing here. And so it's like, man, do we like? Do I want to give Rico the chance to do that, or do I want to say fuck it, just give Fujin like doubles, greedy double, and that's still really hard to answer. No, you know what? I would probably have to say do Fujin again.
Even though I agree with you, I was hoping we would get that dissent to make things interesting. But
Listen,
I was going to play devil's advocate. Go on, yes.
no, it's a tough decision. It's close. It's really close, and it wouldn't be close if like something like you said, like he was in Mortal Kombat X playable, and he he got that kind of weird Mortal Kombat X look all over him, and we had that experience. That would be different. That's not the case here. He's going to have such a good showing here. He already does. We've seen it. We've seen some of his gameplay. He's all blitzing around like an anime bitch. Like, it's sick. Right? It's crazy. And it's like, man, Reiko, maybe, but I got to go with Fujin.
Well, I'm not going to change my vote, but I'm going to pretend I'm changing my vote.
Okay.
Here's one of the good things about picking Reiko. One is he's already a villain, so it's hard to screw up his story, especially coming out of the MKX comic, where I really don't feel like there's anywhere to go but up. And I imagine MK12, I see it's kind of a coin flip now if it's going to be a reboot or not. I'm still leaning towards reboot. But Reiko, he could be evil, or it could be not as evil, but there's really nowhere to mess that up unless you put him with the wrong characters. But, like, unless they make him do something like taboo, like sexual assault, like, it's hard to mess up Reiko. There's something very safe about his story, but I don't feel like his design is as safe. As a matter of fact, I think it's so unsafe that they already messed it up as far as Armageddon goes. Like, I don't like his Armageddon design at all. It's very... I don't know. I hate the haircut, and I hate the barbaric elements. I like the MK4 one a lot, even if it doesn't.
Going with more like Khan for that, like his gadgets and shit. I like the gloves though. I agree on the hair. I prefer the MK4 hair.
Yeah, same. Especially since I didn't even realize this when you told me, but like I'm getting the Reiko gray now. Like my sides are graying out Reiko style, and it's freaking me out, man. But
I think it looks tight.
I hope so. Yeah, that's the hope. But yeah, I'll also put my cards on the table. I am not a big Reiko fan. Like, I'm not entirely clear why people like that character so much. I think he's a 6.8 across the board. Story 6.8, design 6.8, moveset 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I feel like you can finally give him the Shoryukens. Oh, sorry, fuck me.
Shurikens.
Shurikens, yeah.
Shoryukens.
Give him
Kind
both.
of sick, though.
Just do it both.
But yeah, so I feel like now that Noob Saibot's back on the clone train, you can finally get the throwing stars back to Reiko, and they're his forever now to keep. And I think that's kind of cool. But also, I always like the idea that you can kick you so hard that your limbs spin in place for like a minute. I still think that's all right. I don't have a problem with that.
I like that.
I love like face paints in general. I think is a sick look, especially on women. I think Serena looks really good with face paint. I miss Serena with face paint. So that's about it though. Like, it's not like Fujin, who's like my fictional best friend, right? So like, I don't know. Like, there's such a gap there, in my opinion. So I was kind of interested to see where Django would go with that. But
it is
anyway, just food for thought.
Well, no, now you got me thinking about it more. It would be really hard to offend with Reiko from a narrative or a visual standpoint, really, than it would be Fujin. But I'm also thinking about, I like that Shoryuken idea. like he can do a Shoryuken and then throw the shurikens. That sounds kind of tight. And I also wish that they would. I would like to see them play more into the general thing, and him being like the other general there with he was the other general there with Kotal and all that shit. But also like use that Brotherhood of Shadow thing, especially since Quan Chi's not around anymore.
Mhm.
I feel like there's something that they could do with that faction, that corner of the Mortal Kombat universe that's not being done with. Also, like, you know, Serena's down there too. That whole like section with the, like, you know, the sick face paint dudes. Do something there.
Reiko, yeah. I think that's why I like Reiko, is he always felt like this kind of like older, like low-key important character, but he never really got like enough screen time to be fleshed out. Like, he's like, oh, this general in Shinnok's army and shit. You'd think he'd be more important.
He sounds important. Whenever you reach
I think there's two things that hurt him a lot. One is when MK4 first came out to arcades, he wasn't there for like the first like month at least.
Was he not?
No one
really
played him. Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Oh.
The beta of MK4, Noob Said Bot was there, and then he was gone. So
there were like a bunch of different revisions for 4. And it
yeah,
like,
we
swapped
were
out
all
Noob and
like,
Reiko and shit.
I remember seeing the select screen when I first saw MK4 at arcades, which was just monumental because when no one can experience this today, but I don't think people realize what it was like waiting for a game that inherently does not have a release date because it was released locally by region. So to just go to the mall one day and see MK4, I think it's very difficult to explain to people what that is like. So it's like, you know, I'm walking my family through Padre Staples Mall, and then I see a machine with a Quan Chi on the side of it. I didn't even know it was Mortal Kombat. I didn't know where the fuck Quan Chi was.
Yeah.
So I look closer, and I'm like, I see MK4, and I'm like, family, hold up. And I go inside the arcade, and I'm just like 3D Mortal Kombat characters, something that had only existed on paper before. I remember one of the first things I saw when I saw MK4 for the first time was someone doing Sub-Zero's throw, where he grabs your leg and bends it upward.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I'm living in the future. Holy shit. So I think it's very difficult to explain to people what that's like. Now, how does that tie to Reiko? Okay, well, Reiko straight up was not there. No one knew what a Reiko was for like the first early era of Mortal Kombat. There were just 3 question marks. And this was sort of Reiko's downfall. We all saw those question marks like, oh my god, Jade, Smoke, Katana, who is it going to be? Like, and then it was Jax. Can't remember who the third one was, but the middle one was Reiko. And we were like, the fuck? It just looks like some guy wearing Sub-Zero's MK4 suit, but maroon.
That is what it is.
Can't even give a shit. I can't even bring myself to give a shit. So then we all found out he might be Khan. That sparked some interest, but I feel like it was just too late. A lot of Reiko's popularity, I feel like, came after the fact of MK4. In my opinion, Razor. When I talk to Razor again, I'll ask him if he feels like that's the case. But that I really feel like that shadow has kind of cursed Reiko since the late '90s. In my opinion,
you're probably
that's
right.
the problem.
I think being attached to Khan too has also hurt him a bit. As
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah,
because that became his identity for a long time. The guy who might be Khan. That's all we knew about.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, when I saw the ending, I'm like, oh my god, he might be Shao Kahn. Holy shit! But then, like later on, I'm like, well, that's kind of fucking stupid.
It's also like, even him being Khan was a hard sell at the time because we didn't think he might be Khan. We just thought he was Khan.
Yeah,
we were stupid enough to believe Tobias, right? We just thought he was Khan, and we were like, why is Khan built like Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
It just didn't make a lot of sense to us at the time, right?
Rob Lowe.
So yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's kind of like. I guess it's just logical to talk about Reiko right now since Fujin finally made it back. It's like, who else can be
next
saved?
in line.
Is he though? I don't know if I agree with. I don't know if I agree with that either. I'm not. Yeah, is it?
I'd say Havoc for sure.
Who do you think
Havoc,
thinks is next?
I would say Havoc or Serena, for me. NRS, I don't know. That's difficult.
I could easily see Havoc.
Question right now.
I could easily see Havoc scooching ahead of Reiko. You've really got me thinking now, because now I'm thinking back to whenever I saw Mortal Kombat 4 in a mall, because the same thing happened to me. I don't remember seeing him there either. So I never really thought about that though. I always thought that was my shitty like kid memory of like, what the fuck ever. I don't know who the fuck a Reiko is, but that's a Sub-Zero, and he's like all rotating and shit, and you can read his bio. Like I saw that shit, and I was like, ooh, look at all these dudes with their cool bios and this music. Like all that shit was sick. And the fucking like all that shit, dude. Like that was going on. Yeah, I don't remember Reiko until I guess the N64 version that I played later on. That's interesting. Just going, that was just me going back in my brain. Okay,
I've never heard that. Like, I know there's different revisions, but I didn't know the early revisions were in arcades. That's crazy.
It pains me that I can't remember who the third character is who became available. I know Jax was one of them, because Jax was not in the first version of MK4 I played. The other one was Reiko. I can't remember.
I wonder if it was Tanya.
Tanya? Comments if you remember. What's up?
Was it Tanya?
It might have been, but I don't think so, dude, because I think Tanya...
I think Quan Chi and Shinnok were there, and I
definitely
was
Quan Chi and
there.
Shinnok were already there.
I hope it wasn't Jarek. That would
might have been, well...
That would be
I don't
crazy.
think so. I'm leaning towards no.
Well, there's only 15 characters. Reptile, Sonya, Kai, fucking...
Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden.
I actually think it was Johnny Cage, to be honest with you. I think it was Cage.
Shit.
Because they're the three in the middle. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah. That makes sense.
Just to kind of... Okay, it was Cage, because I actually have a picture of the select screen that I was talking about. When I was a kid, in
What?
1997, this is what I saw when I walked into the arcades.
Oh!
Only Noob Sabat was not there.
That's right. Okay.
So I maybe it wasn't.
Jarek was Jarek in that game?
Yeah, Jarek was where Noob Sabat was, I believe.
Okay, that's where, yeah.
Because everyone else's placement is perfect. Sub-Zero was bottom. Quan Chi was next to him. Raiden was top left next to Kai. I guess I don't remember Shinnok being there, but I guess that's right. Reptile was definitely top right. Excuse me. Because I was like, who in the fuck is that? Then I was like, this character looks whack as hell. And then I saw the life bar and it said Reptile, and I was like, no way. No way. So at the time I thought it was really cool. And I still think it's really cool. I just don't like the design. But I like the bravery of making him look like that, right?
I still like it.
The purple pants?
I think what hurts it more than anything, I think, is the mask. I can even get over the metal diaper, but the mask, I think, really hurts it for me. But,
I really like his alt color, the red pants. I think that looks good on Reptile.
yeah, it looks better for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, MK4 was such a crazy big deal when it first came out. But,
Hey, look, there's Fujin.
Yeah.
He's on the select screen. He's right there. And he didn't have the headband. That's interesting, too. I often forget that he didn't have the headband in Mortal Kombat 4. But he did in Mythologies.
They changed his design a bit.
I'm the opposite. I always forget he has a headband. I never think of Fujin with a headband.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And they give it back to him in X. Which was weird.
It
Because
looks
I thought it
good.
was Armageddon. Did they not give it back to him in Armageddon?
no, it was gone in
I think he had a
Armageddon.
headband.
Like the fucking Fujin headband mix-ups
you're
are
right.
strong, sir. They've been buff.
Okay, so I'm not crazy then. So we never really had a headband in Armageddon or MK4. So that's kind of what I think of usually.
Yeah, I always think of MK4 Fujin.
For some reason, Mortal Kombat 4 Fujin has those red shits on his shoulder, but no cape.
They just couldn't do the cape, so they're like, fuck it.
But we're gonna leave that there.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
It was. But yeah, Reiko. I could easily see Havoc edging him out for the next spot.
Yeah, I guess I meant more Reiko in the next in line for MK4. Was my thought process. I think
yeah,
Havoc is definitely
definitely.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no question there.
It's just him and Jarek and Kai, I guess.
Kai is a distant second now. It's like Rico, and then like after an hour of jogging, you were that's kind of where we're at, right? Man, I love Fujin's alternate costume in MKA. But yeah, so
Really?
yeah, the cape was so good.
I've never cared for that much.
Oh man, I just
I think the short sleeves do something not good for me.
It's like too like armored too. It looks weird.
It's a little Kung Lao-ish too, but
Yeah, and in game, I think he had like yellow eyes. It looked like shit.
yeah, I do regret not playing him more in Armageddon. But I was just so happy that Smoke was his own character that I couldn't really think about other characters. And that's when competitively I was getting better with Lee May, or at least I thought I was. I didn't really get great. Gotta watch myself here. I didn't really get confident at fighting games until I would say, in terms of beating other skilled players, I would say Street Fighter 4, 2009. That's when I really started to improve. But I was still like a cut above the rest in like the late 90s. Like I was doing Marvel 1 air combos, which right now we think nothing of that. But back then, like that was like insane. That was like doing the impossible back then. It was such a big deal. No one could do that. And if you could do it, you were a badass. So
Yeah, you didn't have training mode or lab or anything.
at least not yet, because that was why it was such a big deal when they came to Dreamcast. Because like, oh my god, I can finally practice combos at home. Like again, like there's so much stuff you can't even explain to people if you're not from the arcade era. The idea of having to learn a combo against some stranger who may or may not be like a 30-year-old man or an 8-year-old kid, like just. And if they're good, fuck it, you're not learning shit that day. Go home. So yeah, that's or just God, what it was, even what it was like to just try to get to the mall early, like when they open up, during like in July when school's out, and just hoping no one would be there. And like I was lucky enough where no one was there. I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for about 4 straight hours by myself, just playing the arcade mode until I beat Abyss, and that's how I learned combos in that game. God, but anyway, yes. Yeah, so. I can't say that wraps up Fujin. I think it's going to be a few more months before we truly wrap up Fujin.
Yeah.
But that's all I had to say for now before I think of something later. Before we get to Sheeva, did you guys have anything else you wanted to add?
I just wanted to comment on his gameplay. So, he seems to have like the MK4 spin suck-in move, but it's like different because they revolve around him now. He's not like spinning. Like he's still like they're revolving around him, but he's not spinning anymore. That shit looks sick. That like move where he like moves his hands a bunch when he does like the tornado.
I love
drop.
that.
Yeah, like in Smokeman pointed out that like when he does that, they like literally fly off the screen. Like he just lifts them up off the screen. Like I hope he can combo off that. That'd be fucking sick.
I've been watching a lot of reaction videos, and one girl pointed out that it looks like he's DJing when he's doing that.
Yeah, Poot said he's like churning butter. I was like, yeah, that looks like it.
Dude, I'm tripping out right now because that picture I posted in our private chat, Baramon posted the same picture
He
2
did.
minutes later in the Warrior Shrine.
What?
No,
I'm
dude,
freaking the fuck out right now.
he can hear us, but it's just him. Because
Oh.
I'm recording
He can
this.
hear us? Wait, what?
I'm recording this as a stream.
Oh my god, the mind games, the read.
Okay, yeah. He's not just
What's up,
psychic.
Baramon?
But yeah,
Nuts.
he's the only guy in here who can hear us. Sup, Armand?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, dude.
Mystical powers. Yeah, he does.
Dude, like I was having some Twilight Zone shit going on in my head. I was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" Right? So that's tight. That's awesome. I almost wish you didn't tell me that, just so I could be tripping out for the next 2 weeks. But
Psychic Armand.
Sheeva, thoughts?
I wish that she I wish that she looked more like Sheeva.
Me too.
That's really like my biggest thing with Sheeva. I wish she would look more like Sheeva.
I really miss the MK3 like black shadowed eyes and like the red eyes and the black lipstick. I think that is like essential to Sheeva, and she has none of that. And they didn't change her face at all from the story mode. I would have expected them to adjust it a little bit. But it's like the exact same.
Yeah, like man, she looks like a Ninja Turtle to me, man. Like
Yeah,
especially
her face is all
because
pushed
like
in.
yeah, her nose is like not there, so it's just like it's just weird. Like we saw her concept art earlier for the same like design and whatnot for Mortal Kombat 11, and there's really not that much wrong with it. I don't dislike
looks a lot better.
her concept, but just in the game translated, like she just kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle or some shit. Like it's weird. That's where I stand. Her gameplay wise, don't ask me though. What do you think?
I would say, what's that?
I was just gonna say gameplay wise, I think like the throws are cool. I don't like the shield at all, but I feel like that's just like she has to have a weapon, so give her something. But she looks kind of slow, and like that grab doesn't look super interesting to me. And it's very long. I think we're gonna get sick of seeing that shit after like 5 times. I hope there's more interesting shit to come with her. She might be cooler in game, like once you play her. Like I don't know, but she doesn't look super hyped to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do like so far. Looks like her throw can be meter burned into a combo starter. So if she gets throw from a chain combo, actually it doesn't even look like an EX. It just looks like you get the throw and they bounce.
Yeah, I think that's just like a string combo extender. I don't know if that's like a special or not.
I mean, that could be sick. Like if you can do
that could be cool.
And cancel, or not cancel, but to go into a chain into a special.
Yeah,
that already makes the character more interesting than a lot of the cast. Assuming you can pull that, assuming that string is safe or has good frame properties, right?
I wonder if you can like do a launcher into that into an ender. That would be kind of sick.
What if that's for anti-air? Like you can just go into that string for the anti-air, and then after that, and the only thing about that is the side switch can work against you, maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe
she has an air throw or something that like takes you to the side or some shit.
Or maybe she can choose like Kodal.
Ooh, shit.
If you're gonna make her a grappler, that you really should do something like that, right? I don't make me choose between corner and damage. Actually, that sometimes that is the right way to go, but it's very character specific. The stomp looks like if it's blockable, I don't really know how she's gonna set that up. I know the EX one does it twice, so it looks good. But the only thing I can imagine that's going to be good for is Okazemi. If it's blockable, what I hope they would do is speed it up and make it. Well, if it's unblockable, maybe speed it up and make it blockable, right? Just because that's going to help her out. Like that's kind of what they did with Jax, right? Mm-hmm. Jax has a blockable ground pound now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he does.
But it's full screen.
It doesn't seem to. I was just gonna say the stomp doesn't seem to like she doesn't like jump on them anymore. She's like she does it off to the side, kind of like she just does it in place. And I wonder if she has another like variation of the stomp that just goes like tracks like usual. I do like that she stomps twice too. That's like she did that in MK3.
Yeah, I gotta remind myself we're looking at a game with custom variations, right?
So yeah, it's hard to tell.
I mean, she'll have 3 presets.
Yeah.
Although there's personal speculation, if they are going to open up customs, I imagine they're probably going to do it either this patch or the next patch. The reason why I don't think they might do it this patch is because they probably want to see how Fujin and Sheeva and Robocop pan out.
Yeah, Boone recently was in an interview and he said they were looking into it and like that's something he wants to do, but it's probably not going to happen soon, but probably down the line.
Yeah, I think his final note on that was, we think by the time everything's said and done, customs will be available in tournament.
Yeah.
Now, what that means, But, I mean, right before this was revealed, like a week before this was revealed, he did another interview saying, it's hard to say what's in the future for MK11, but we can say, because we don't know when we're going to start working on our next game, but we can say we definitely, plan to do more stuff in the future. And then, obviously, he was sandbagging, of course, like, there's all this stuff in production. Friendships have clearly been in development since like May of last year. No doubt.
Probably has,
yeah. We haven't even talked about friendships yet because a reminder to our audience, that's a gameplay mechanic.
Yeah,
like fatalities. So
I was saying that same thing. Yeah.
So, Sheeva, hard to tell right now, but I think she might be okay. I don't even necessarily care if she's good or not. I just want her to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
You guys butthurt about her having probably Motaro's head?
A little bit, but I mean, it's whatever. I got Fujin.
Looks like a generic centaur to me.
I mean, it could
His
be.
horns look fucking stupid.
It could be a generic centaur, but that's less fun.
Yeah, it's the storyboard option select, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, that wasn't Motaro, that was Shmotaro.
Yeah.
Shmotaro. I mean, if it's Motaro, they can fucking eat a dick. But, I mean, it makes sense. Sheeva hates him, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big Sheeva fan, FYI. Like, I've not played her in a single game, and I don't think she has looked good since MK3. I don't think she's had a single design I've cared about. since the third Mortal
I
Kombat.
agree with that.
So I
I
don't.
kind of like her alt in 9. I think that looks alright.
Well, you also seem to enjoy playing her in 9 as well.
Yeah, she's fun in 9. I like her design in MK11 besides the model. I just don't like the face. I think that design would look great on like an MK3 Sheeva.
With the face paint and that stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too. We had a fun first to Sheeva with Sheeva the other night. In
we played a lot.
K9. The character's crazy. Just fucking stomping all day. Teleport
It's
stomp.
hard to deal with.
It is hard to
I
deal
was
with.
so scared they were going to buff her because I feel like the character already was like potentially broken, but didn't have the frames to make it work. So I was terrified of Sheeva getting buffed to like top 8.
Yeah, she didn't need much. Like Jeremiah, that's why I stomp a lot. Jeremiah stomped all the fucking time. And it works.
Hey, took out one of the best cabals in the country doing that. So.
Yep. That shit was hype.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her having the Wonder Woman shield shit, but I guess they're
I don't her
you know, we already have all these animations. Let's give her some Wonder Woman shit.
her entire fatal blow is based around that. I hate that. Like I don't like fatal blows in general, but like I just don't like they couldn't do anything else for her. Like she just has to literally use the shield for every single attack in the fatal blow. It just looks stupid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the shield to like stab your face, then like fucking throw you up, stab you again, stab you in the stomach. It's like what the fuck?
So it is kind of like if Rain's fatal blow was pulling out a gun and shooting you. Like that's kind of
Yeah, it is. It's fucked up. She was a
I'm
monster.
incredibly biased towards shields. I love shields, so it's hard for me to. I'm a big shield guy, so honestly, you can give Smoke a shield. I'd be like, "That's sick, dude." So I can't complain, man. But I see where you're coming from. I absolutely understand the perspective.
She's got like other good shit though that like makes sense. Like that move where she like knocks you down and just like stomps on you, stomps over you and shit. She like, boom, like knee, fucking whatever. She's like crunching you as she's walking over you. That's fucking
that was
shit.
brutal.
That makes sense. Like why? Like but like the shield stuff is like, okay, it's a little random.
A note on that. I'm a little worried about that because if that's her standard throw, I'm going to be kind of disappointed because right now we have this problem in the game where Aaron Black's throw takes too fucking long.
Yes.
It takes too fucking long. He needs to like power walk when he does that shit. Like it just takes forever, and I hate it. It kills the pace of the game.
I was saying that with her command grab too, like where she's just punching you over and over. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, fucking speed it up a bit. Like that's
Or add
so
just
old.
frames. Like you get the full throw with execution.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Like I want a character that has chain grabs that have some degree of execution. Like Jax's are there, but like they need more execution than that. Like just do like an input like I don't know, like back forward 2, fucking down up 4, whatever. Like whatever the fuck for each hit. It's like it doesn't have to be something insane, but at least so they're involved with doing the move rather than just like hitting back forward 4, waiting like 10 seconds for it to end. That's so fucking stupid. And then like the extension is just like pressing the meter burn button. That's stupid.
Yeah, but dude, like fucking entry barrier.
You need to make it more
Execution.
interesting somehow.
I forgot the word that I'm actually looking for.
Learning curve?
No, it's another one that like publishers and people up top like to use a lot. Fuck, what is the word? God damn it, I hear it all the time.
Accessibility?
Accessibility, that's the one. Yeah, that's it. Accessibility, we found it. Meter burn button, accessibility. Armand says Robocop has a shield too. He does, you're right.
Oh, and a little trivia, guys, about the MK4 select screen picture I posted, and the one Armand also posted. You'll notice Sub-Zero had no scar early on in MK4.
Oh,
They added-
shit.
They've been struggling with that every goddamn game since Mortal Kombat 3.
This is the beginning.
Man,
That's crazy.
every single game they get shit for it. Maybe that's like a thing though. He had it in the beginning of Deadly Alliance though. Like Old Man Sub, he had it since the start. I'm pretty fucking sure. Deception Sub didn't though.
I don't know if y'all remember Scott Bishop from MKO, but I talked to him years ago, like over 10 years ago. And he was telling me that, it was there. Like, there's just pictures of Sub with the scar, and it's just not. By the final version of the game, they didn't have it. So he had the scar in Deception too. They just didn't include it for whatever reason. And
It's really weird.
well, I think MKX kind of shed some light on why that happened. I think Boone, for whatever reason, likes having the ambiguity of fans not knowing which Sub-Zero they're looking at.
Yeah.
Though,
Boone, in MKX that was a big deal.
which I don't know why it had to be. I don't. There was no payoff for that. Like, there was such not a payoff for that mystery. It's like, why not tell us when it's just going to be quietly anyway, right?
Yeah, it's like you're teasing something that's not even like a tease. It's just you being a dumbass.
Okay, let me get something off my chest. Back in like 2000, early 2015, before MKX came out, me and the Nethercast boys got in a big verbal argument on the show about whether it was right or wrong for Lee May to be a cameo, right? But to this day, I don't think those guys understood my point. I think they thought I was upset because Lee May was a cameo and not playable. But it was never about that. I was upset because when we saw her in the trailer, the NRS guys would not confirm over Twitter whether she was a playable character or an NPC. That's why I was pissed, right? That's what was driving me nuts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just wanted to know which was what the situation was?
I just wanted to know what I was waiting for, right?
Yeah.
Don't give me a mystery with no payoff. It's like, don't tell me like you're gonna, you may or may not give me something really sick for Christmas and I get an empty box, right? Like, that's all I'm saying.
I agree.
That's all I was trying to convey that episode.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I get that.
And I mean but that's kind of how it was with, like, we saw Fujin and shit too pretty early on in Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah. That's also my
first
favorite episode of the other cast ever, by the way. If anyone's curious, that's my favorite NK of all time. But I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask which episode was that?
I could probably find out very easily because back then we still gave like unique, crazy names to the Nethercast episodes, which I kind of missed that. I always liked that a lot. We needed the numbering system was definitely the way to go ultimately because I don't think we anticipated how many episodes we'd end up making. I don't think anyone knew the Nethercast was going to make it as far as it did, right? But man, I do miss those crazy ass dumb names. Those were so great.
What are we talking about?
I like Shields. That's kind of my final thing on Sheeva. Okay. Do you guys have anything else? Django, it sounds like you're about to say something.
No, I'm good with Sheeva.
I just would like a more MK3-ish skin with maybe a little more clothing. And I want her classic wind pose. That would be nice.
The wind pose was sick.
I hope she's fun. Yeah.
Do you have any story expectations for her?
Not really. Like, Sheeva's story has never been that good.
Well, she's tied to Sindel, and Sindel's story is not in a good place, which might be the understatement of the century. But
it seems like she's still being her guard in the story, so that's cool.
Less Charles Barkley face. Yeah, Armand's right. Like, that's the biggest thing with me with Sheeva. It's like, even if you give her good skins, which they probably will, she's still gonna have that fucking face.
They need to do the Tanya thing and just fucking redo her face. Like, honestly. But people aren't gonna complain or like bitch about it nearly as much as Tanya.
Well, honestly, I didn't even mind Tanya's original face in MKX. It didn't bother me. I like them both, honestly.
It didn't bother me that much too. Like this to me is way worse because it's like, if you didn't tell me that was Sheeva, I would assume that's some other Shokan. Like, she's got nothing going on for me that says Sheeva, except the name.
Sheeva's kind of unfortunate too because in MK3 at the very end, like, almost every MK3 ending is someone explaining why they killed Khan or why they ultimately turned against Khan, but her reason is actually canon. And in theory, I don't know if she would have succeeded, but we'll never know what would have happened because Kano killed her. So
yeah,
it's but she actually did find out the truth and turn against Khan. So it's hard to tell what would have happened to Sheeva if Kano didn't take her down. Like, that's such a... It's an interesting thought experiment, and I guess this is kind of the answer to that question, but not really, though, because really I think only Tobias could really tell us for sure what was truly in Sheeva's heart. Because I don't think any Shokan is truly evil, at least not at first. No. Maybe you could make the case that Kintaro, eventually his heart grew cold and just never returned, but we'll never really know how good or evil Sheeva was supposed to be.
Yeah, Sheeva deserved better story-wise.
I agree.
Yeah. I like Sheeva.
Maybe, like, you know, this will turn a lot of people around, like me, who always saw her as, like, a cool character, but I'd not really get her characterization, really. They never really came through that much.
You don't want to hear something really nerdy?
Sure.
Kind of lame?
Of course.
In my headcanon, Kano didn't completely kill Sheeva, but he left her to die. And Nightwolf found her dying body, and he did her last rites. That's kind of how I always pictured it. But
That would be kind of sick.
That's nice.
I always hoped that happened. I thought, because that not only does that help out Sheeva, that helps out Nightwolf. I think Nightwolf needed a little bit more to do in MK3, but in my mind, I always wanted to see something like that.
That would be nice.
It would be. That sounds Nightwolfy. That wouldn't be surprising at all.
Well, it has to be Nightwolf too, because I think any other character would have been like, oh, it's one of Khan's soldiers, fuck him. But Nightwolf would have had the sort of like the insight to know what was really going on and to feel that pain. Because, I mean, she was double betrayed. She was she was lied to by Khan, and then she was killed by her comrade. So I imagine Sheeva was in a horrible state of misery when she died. Just confused, and just like all her pride was just in shambles. She's like, I'm going down as weak and as a fool. And then Nightwolf, I'm hoping, showed up and be like, no, you're not a fool. You know, I see you for what you are. And then in that comfort, she passes away.
I think that could totally work. I think like
Gameplay podcast, guys. What's up?
I was just gonna say, I think MK3 is the most open to like interpretation of like what events actually happen and what the characters do during it. It's like the bios and endings are shit are there, but like what goes on during MK3, it's like that's not really super well developed yet. So that would, like, a little moment like that would be good characterization for both fucking Sheeva and Nightwolf. So I would like that.
That would be tight. And I mean, listen, dude, Nightwolf and Sheeva are walking around right now in this story mode thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, how crazy is that? It's like Fujin, Nightwolf, and Shang and Sheeva.
It is a weird group of people, but it's interesting.
It's fucking tight. Yeah, I like it.
That's one reason why I like MK3 so much, is because it's kind of such a cool mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a Native American and a cop. Like, last time we saw that was like literally the Village People, right? So it's just interesting. I like the dynamics, right?
Yeah. That
I mean, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like Middle Eastern like esque aesthetic with like Star Wars Sand People vibe. Like, it just, oh god, it just gels so well to me. That's why me and Razor went into this a bit on the lore section. But I feel like MK3 had a really tight aesthetic that kind of got scratched. I don't dislike Ultimate MK3, but I feel like the aesthetic really became kind of sloppy by the time they incorporated the new stages and the palette swaps again. So just that's something I've always kind of...
Yeah, I was talking to you a bit with that, and I'd see your point.
Yeah.
Like, I still think the waterfront fits because of the city and like that's the whole MK3 aesthetic, but like Hell and like Khan's Cave shouldn't have even fucking been there. Like the Pit 3 is there. Why the hell does that need to even be a stage?
And the Pit 3 is so much better too. The Pit 3 is the best pit in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I fully fucking agree.
God, it's a tight stage. Can't wait to see it in Mortal Kombat 14.
That shit's never come back.
And yeah, they really like the version of the pit they keep using over and over and over again.
Yeah, that shit can stay gone forever. I fucking hate the 9 pit. Satisfies no one.
Like, doing the Pit 3 or doing a new pit, that would be actually really tight. Either way, just to move on from the one that we've been getting over and over and over again.
Well, this isn't a complaint, because it's yeah, in a way they gave me what I wanted, and I ended up getting burned for it. But this MK11 ruined my dream for Pit 4, because Pit 4 was supposed to be, in my mind, a cross-dimensional Cosmos stage, where the pit's literally in outer fucking space, and when you fall through the stage fatality is the blackness of the void. Like, that's what I wanted for Pit 4, was a cosmic stage, and we got it, and it's not a pit, and it's all silvery. It looks very like Superman 2. Like, so I don't know. Yeah. Gameplay podcast. Cool.
You're right. Well, I mean, we don't have a lot of that to go on, so
we're doing our best. I am purposely not even talking about Fujin's gameplay just because there's not enough. There's just not enough to talk about yet.
And also because we don't have to rely on what we're looking at for a long time because it's coming so soon. I feel like if this shit was coming at like, you know, months down the road, I would be pouring over that shit. Like, what is this? Like, look at this tornado thing he's doing, and he's going up here with this juggle. That looks really sick, and it does. But we'll know pretty damn soon, which is tight.
Yeah, I was just focusing on like how the moves actually visually looked,
and they look good
more than anything. Yeah,
to me.
What was I gonna say? Fuck, totally forgot.
Were you gonna say something about RoboCop?
No, I was not. Fuck RoboCop.
Well, he's in this pack, and he's part of the package that I guess they're pushing people to get. And because he's with the package, and you pre-order that, and you get the skins, which we haven't talked about yet. The skins being Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion with normal-ass weirdo eyes. Human Frost, whom is still going to be throwing her human head at you. And Deception Shredder sub. You pre-order to get those skins, and you get the whole package. I think that's what's going on. Is that right? For how much money? What is it? Is it
$40?
$40, man. That's a lot. I haven't picked this up yet. I haven't figured out exactly how I want to come at this shit. I really don't want to buy RoboCop.
If they let me, I'll buy just Fujin, and probably I'll buy Sheeva down the line, right? But the reason why I don't want to buy Sheeva is because I would like to buy just Fujin now, and then in like 6 months when this goes on sale, just get everything. So I don't really want to pay $20 for Sheeva and Fujin, right?
Yeah.
But if they only sell, I don't think they'll do this, but I have to at least. It's WB, right? So it's at least possible that I'll have to pay $40 or bust, and I have to buy it. Like I can't not buy Fujin, right? So
I think they'll probably offer the characters separately. But
I think so too. Yeah,
because like the $40 is like the story and the characters, and then I think you get like more skin packs that are coming down the line. There's like 3 skin packs. I don't know if that one at the end is like part of that or not. But $40 is still a lot for that. I don't think, because 3 characters is like what, $18 if they're $6 each. So like the story mode would be like $22. That's a lot.
I think the reason why they might not separate the DLC is because they know they're selling you a YouTube video. They're not stupid. Yeah. They know the story mode is basically a YouTube video clip, and every once in a while you have to play like an AI round.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, if this is going to have any value, we need to incentivize someone to buy it and not watch it on YouTube. That's a good point. So that's what I'm thinking. But it's Fujin. My hands are tied. I can't not buy Fujin.
Yeah, like, I'm linked to Poot's profile, so I don't technically have to buy it, but I still want to buy Fujin alone, so I give them money for doing Fujin. It's like
FBI, open up.
Yeah.
It's a thing, yeah. Aramon says it too. Like, he says he'll just buy Fujin at first and wait for a sale. That's what I would do.
That's a good strat.
Yeah, if I can. If they let me, that's what I'll do. But if they do some kind of thing though, where like it's just a package deal, it's all or nothing. You got to buy those 3 characters, and they come with the fucking aftermath. Like, I mean, I'll have to get it, obviously, but it's not gonna feel good. I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm gonna be the opposite of happy about it. Actually, I'm gonna be really bummed about that.
But it is nice that they're giving the stages and the friendships for free. That's still pretty tight of them.
It is. It's I mean, it's not surprising because usually, like, you know,
I mean, Tekken charges for their stages with the character.
They do. Mortal Kombat or NRS games, for whatever, or like they don't, like gameplay things that are open across the board. They usually come free, like big patches, like stages. Like stages have always been free. Whenever they added the pit to MKX, that was free, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
So I mean,
this is like what, like 3 stages? That's still a good amount.
It is. So that's cool. I still don't want to fucking. I don't want to fucking buy Robocop. I don't want to buy Sheeva like that much, but I'm okay with buying her. It's Robocop that I really don't want to buy because, man, like, I just don't give a fuck. I had an OG Game Boy back in the day. which looked kind of like Robocop, actually. And I remember playing that thing, and I played Robocop on the Game Boy. And that game looked like shit, but I played the fuck out of that little game. And then, after I was done with that game, I didn't give a fuck about Robocop anymore for the rest of my life, and I still don't give a fuck about it. I don't know... He really does just feel like he's in this fight because, we gotta have a fucking movie thing again. Even though, like... I don't know, like, yeah, there's no Robocop thing coming at all. There was a reboot, and everybody kind of hated it, from what I could tell.
I mean, for a good reason, too, is because they took out the... Wait, have you seen Robocop done for?
I'll just mute, hold on.
Well, no, don't worry about it. I'll spare you. But thematically, the most important thing about RoboCop is finding out what it means to be human. And in the new one, thematically, it's more about living with a handicap. So they completely changed the spirit of that movie. So I don't know if you heard that or not. But anyway,
I did.
Okay, cool, yeah. Well, that's all I was going to say. So that's why... It's one of many reasons why people don't like the reboot. I actually, God, this would be a great instance where I wish my other Nethercasters, Cyborg, Razor, and Shad were here because I'd like to ask them. I personally think RoboCop 2 is very underrated. I get why people do not like that movie, but I think there's a lot of smart stuff in there. Little trivia: that movie's actually, the script was written by Frank Miller.
Oh shit.
So yeah, he hates that movie. Most people hate that movie. I think I might be the only one who likes that movie. But I think RoboCop fighting a robot on drugs is a very smart premise. I think there's something there. Anyway, yeah. So I think even though I had I don't like guest characters, and I had no investment in bringing RoboCop into the franchise, the sparkling sort of, the good thing that came out of this for me is that Peter Weller got to play the character again. I hope he enjoyed that. I hope that was
the
something
original actor.
Nostalgic. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And RoboCop, it's probably not even in my top 50 of all time, but it has and no one's saying, if you know it, don't tell it down 4. It has my favorite final line of dialogue in any movie ever made.
I think I know it, but yeah, I won't say it.
It's a very temp thing to like. So
wasn't...
I guess we gotta watch RoboCop sometime.
Let's do it. Fuck yeah.
Wasn't Michael Keaton in the reboot?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought I remembered him being in the reboot. He was the whatever. He was in it.
I mean, he did a good job, but the character was just so
blandly
written. It's basically, well, it doesn't matter. It's just, the movie sucks.
I also like. I remember like I liked the premise of RoboCop, where like Detroit's even more fucked up in this world than it is in the real world, which is saying a lot from what boy. But I'm sorry, poor Detroit. From just whatever. Listen, it's sad. It's a fucked up situation, and they're like, we're gonna here's our fucking idea. We're gonna take this guy and make him into this cop who got injured and make him into a robot, and it's gonna help.
Friend of the show, Benevolent Son. He actually lives in Michigan, so I wonder what he thinks of, or if he has been to Detroit.
Does he? Benev.
He's definitely been.
Benev.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah.
Benev, are you hyped for RoboCop? You better fucking let us know.
No, he is not.
He's not?
Pissed about it.
He's pissed about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Because he really wanted Ash, so he's pretty bummed. Well, he's not like he's in love with Fujin, but like it still sucks that there's no Ash. We were both.
Yeah, like man, like RoboCop versus Ash is just like pop culture characters. There's like just so much character you get from Ash.
Ash would have been absolutely perfect for MK. He's literally one of the best guest choices for MK, and he's still not in. And now he's like some copyright bullshit. I feel like that's the only reason RoboCop's even in, is they couldn't get Ash, so they're like, "Fuck, gotta do someone quick. Let's get RoboCop."
I mean,
this is going to sound like madness, but I think I actually, and I it's just weird because I feel like a week ago I would have agreed with you 100%, but to me, it's more important that Brian Weller got to play RoboCop one last time than seeing Bruce Campbell be Ash again. Like, I feel like Bruce Campbell just dresses up as Ash every other Thursday just because he's bored.
Yeah,
Brian Weller
plays him
can't.
a lot.
Peter Weller. Oh my
yeah.
God, Peter Weller. So yeah,
I guess in that aspect it's cool.
From the humanitarian aspect, yeah, I would agree with you, Tim.
I was just gonna say visually, like RoboCop looks great. in game. So that is cool.
But then I think about what he's gonna do. It's like he's gonna walk all super stiffly, pull out a gun, shoot you with it. Like, I mean, they're gonna
He
have
looks
to.
clunky just
like,
looking at him.
He is like the original shit. He was clunky. Like, to get it right with the source material, he was hella clunky, and they already kind of have that with Terminator. So, that's another thing that's just that's not that fun about RoboCop. He feels a little too familiar in that respect. And Terminator already felt familiar because of Jason.
Yeah.
So it's just doing that shit. Again, Aramon says that he'll take RoboCop over Michael Myers any day.
I would too. Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually tough.
That's hard for me. I don't know.
I mean, RoboCop looks almost too good in the footage. Like, he looks better than he does in the movie. That's crazy. So, I don't know. I feel like Michael Myers. It's hard to even get me to talk about guess at all, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like for a move set, I feel like I had to pick Michael, because I think what Django said about the Terminator example is that's gonna present some problems possibly. So I feel like, because I think if you guys want to do the best guest character in MK of all time I'm gonna say Jason for gameplay purposes. Just for gameplay purposes. I don't care about the win pose. I don't care about the costumes.
Yeah,
just for his footsie game, he is the best in my opinion. He's my favorite. So I don't know. That's I think Michael's footsie game could have been really sick, man.
I'm partial
Michael's
to Michael.
footsie game.
Michael's the only like slasher dude that I actually give a shit about. I didn't give a shit about like Jason, like from like a fan standpoint at all. I'm not like a giant Michael Myers fan, but like if I have to pick any of the classic slasher shit for like, you know, it's Michael. I like Michael a fuck ton. I like those old Halloween movies. Way more than I ever did like the Friday the 13th and that shit, or even like, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street and all that other shit, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've always liked Halloween like a lot, so that would have been cool. Listen, I'd still rather get Mortal Kombat characters, because you can give me another Halloween movie and they probably will, like before too long anyway. That's cool. I don't need Halloween in Mortal Kombat. I need Mortal Kombat, especially right now. But if that was going to be a thing, like, yeah, I would probably go with Michael over RoboCop. Also because I'd rather there's some other cyborgs I'd really like to have in this game other than RoboCop.
Yeah, I feel like I would have preferred Stryker over RoboCop. So
yeah, man, Stryker. I really want Cyrax and Sector in this fucking game. God damn it. This is getting this is crazy. Like this, like I feel like I'm on crazy pills. It's like one of those memes, dude. Like they were fucking sick. And I watched that shit.
Sick, yeah.
They are sick. I watched that shit again today. I watched Sector running through the fucking desert, and it was tight.
I noticed you put in a thumbnail of Sector running in the action. I was like, oh wow.
That shit was so sick. I love that shit. And I want those guys in this fucking video game. Damn it. I don't know. Like, so seeing RoboCop is like a little like,
Kind of a punch in the gut. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, whatever. Listen, Fujin.
Yeah, Fujin.
Right.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, RoboCop's whole thing. I wish Ash got in it. I think it kind of sucks that he didn't. But Tim brought up a good point about RoboCop, the actor getting to play him again. So that is cool.
It is cool. Yeah, like that definitely sounds like a good. That's a spin that I can get behind, and I'm glad to have one because I needed one.
Yeah, gameplay wise, I think he'll be boring as shit.
I mean, you said they were inventing shit.
Yeah, like I've never seen any of the RoboCop movies, so I don't know how true it is. But he has like a flamethrower now, and like some Doom guy like shoulder cannon shit.
I don't remember that from the movie.
Yeah, so I guess they couldn't think of.
But I mean, I can't remember things either to give him. So like, yeah, I would have to invent shit too.
Yeah, and he sounds like a super big zoner, and that just sounds fucking boring as shit, like all together.
Yeah, we were talking about like maybe he's gonna fucking be broke.
Yeah, if he's broke, that would be the worst possible. I hope he's low tier, but
Day one online, everybody's gonna be grinding it out with Fujin, and then like here's like just the sea of like weird yellow Robocops online. Everybody just
oh god, shaders.
yeah,
Holy
dude,
shit.
shaders, like all these crazy ass Robocops going in there. They're gonna give him a freeze gun. Man, they're gonna give him a fucking net. It's gonna be nuts. Did we lose
I don't
Tim?
know how they're.
I think we
Yeah, he
lost
said
Tim.
he has some technical difficulties.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of curious how they're gonna even like do fatalities and brutalities and intros and shit. Like, what are they gonna come up with for all of this shit?
Yeah.
It seems like they're just like stretching their creative limit with this character. So I'm wondering what they're gonna do basically.
We're gonna have to get D4 to watch Robocop Armand. He says shoot D4 right now. Listen,
I've seen like most of the other like main movies of the guests and shit. I've seen part of Alien, but I never finished it.
I mean, I don't feel like it's that important to see Robocop, but I mean, fuck it, why not, right? We got a couple weeks to kill before Fujin gets here.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like imagining all those like. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be like an army of green Robocops on. It's gonna be
That shader
weird.
shit. That's crazy. His gear, man.
I'm sure they're gonna be able to make him like look like the reboot
Probably.
Robocop, just like to fill it out, to fill his options out.
That looks so shittier than I remember. I saw a picture of it earlier. I think it looks fucking trash. I was stunned.
Dude, I had a couple Robocop toys. I think I had the main Armand. He says, "I love Robocop, dude. I had Robocop toys growing up." I think I had like the main. I had a Robocop action figure, and I had the other robot, whom I think was actually from the second movie. Like he fought this drone, or whatever, this giant other robot thing. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, Armand. I probably am. I mean, I know there was another big robot he fought, but I had that thing. But just because I was a little kid, and I was like, look at this giant robot fucking bullshit. It looks cool. And so, like, that was it. But, I mean, yeah, like, if you were around then, yeah, you're definitely going to have some of those Robocop feels. But if you weren't, if you're going to be anywhere near the age of someone like an Uncaged, like, you're going to be like, what? Robo what? Like, this has not been a thing since forever. And I don't think the reboot did that well, so that Robocop is rated R too. Yeah, it's. I don't think Robocop has had the legacy to support a lot of people being into it, especially younger people, like sub-30s and shit. Like, I don't know, man, but maybe that's part of the deal, and maybe if they do bundle the whole DLC package together, that's how, you still kind of get it justified, because they're like, I don't know if a bunch of these, like, teenagers and shit are gonna buy Robocop.
Yeah, he just feels like tacked
Separate
onto
thing.
me.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, as an MK fan, he feels like tacked onto me. Like, oh, fuck it, I'll take him. Like, whatever. Like, if I have to.
It's for us boomer millennials. Is that what we are, Armand? I think that we established that me and Armand are the same age. I think we are.
Oh, shit.
Boomer millennials, huh? That sounds nice. That sounds fun. Boy, Robocop.
Yeah, I am curious about, like, the general reception to Robocop from, like, casual fans and shit. They'll be into him.
I feel like Mortal Kombat has a lot of younger players.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
And so...
And MK11 feels directed at a lot of younger players. In general.
And like we talked about, like, the other guests, like Spawn, he's had shit since then. He's had shit since his heyday in the early 90s. Since his movie, obviously, but like, he's had more shit than that. Who are the other ones? Like Joker, obviously, Joker is always around. He's permanently around. Everybody knows the Joker.
And Terminator.
Yeah.
And he's always had shit.
Yeah, he there's been lots of movies still coming.
Everyone knows Arnold, too.
Yeah. So, Robocop. Dude, I don't think kids are
Doesn't
gonna
have the same, yeah.
So maybe that was the move, to package it all together and like bake that price
That
in.
story mode shit too, yeah.
Yeah.
People might not like. I definitely wouldn't fucking buy that shit. I don't care about playing the story. I would just watch it if I could. I'm not gonna pay for story DLC. I never would. So if the only way to get the characters is to buy it, then they're basically suckering people into buying it.
They are. Which, I mean,
Kind of scummy.
yeah, it is. It's gonna work because I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the skins on top of that, it's like the 3 extra skin packs is like extra incentive. Almost.
it is.
You get
Especially
skin packs without buying the pack, so it's like fuck you.
and saving the deception sub for that shit, because they said some shit early on that sounded like deception sub was coming.
Did they?
I remember hearing that shit. I don't remember who it was. Who was?
When was this?
It was around the launch for Mortal Kombat 11. It was. I don't remember if it was Tyler Lansdowne or it might have been 16-bit. It was one of them, and they were saying, no. All they said was like, "There's this skin that people have wanted for a really, 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 really long time that we're finally getting." And they said they were super excited about seeing it finally come out.
Yeah.
And to me, that just sounded like Deception Sub. Because I can't think of another skin where like people have been that way about.
In the game, I can't think of anything. Can we talk about Shredder Sub?
Yeah, we can talk about Shredder Sub. What do you?
Sorry about that. I'm alive again.
Oh, you're back you're back just in time for Shredder Sub.
Oh, what did I miss?
We just talked about RoboCop a lot, actually.
Oh. That works out then.
Yeah, we're just talking about how a bunch of like if younger players play this game, I don't think they would know about RoboCop very much.
Yeah, there was a joke on Twitter, I think from Big D, who was like, "There's 100% chance that Dragon had to Google who RoboCop was after the trailer." That made me laugh.
Aramon says, Machin Obama said RoboCop was a funny choice because the movies are older than 70% of MK11 players. I mean, yeah, I think so. Like, that feels about right. I mean,
I'd say maybe even more.
Maybe, like, there's just not that much. And, you know, like we talked about, we said, like, Terminator and Joker and Spawn, like, they've all had shit going on since then. RoboCop? There was the reboot that didn't go over that well, and that's it. So, like, aged people. I assume that Uncaged is young. I actually don't know how old he is.
I think he's, like, early 20s, probably.
Well, I mean, okay, then he still applies.
If I were to guess, I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
Like, I don't know what kind of association people around that age range and younger are going to have with RoboCop. So, and yeah, and we just said maybe that's why they might be bundling the whole thing together because of that situation. So,
I mean, even Brusque is very age ambiguous. Like, I'm not going to give away any trade secrets here, but that dude's like a Final Fantasy protagonist in terms of age. Like, he's very young.
He is. You're right.
But I did not know that when I first talked to him. Like, I thought he was older.
I think I've always known that about Brusque. He's a youngin'. Ever since that fateful day, I ran into him at MKX. It was the day Predator came out.
You got teabagged by his Predator?
I got teabagged by that bitch's Predator online. That motherfucker. Yeah.
But you were like the sub-boss until he had to eventually fight Eris, so...
He fought Eris? Oh, he did fight Eris.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And he beat him too.
Good times,
Wait, did
man.
Did he beat Eris? I don't remember the ending of that.
It was laggy as fuck.
Yes.
You're right.
beat him.
You're right, because I remember Eris getting pissed.
Yeah, Eris was fucking tilted.
That's great.
Fuck, I do remember that shit. Man. Okay.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Dude, Supergirl, day one. Ooh, yeah. Anyway. Okay.
So Sub Shredder then.
Sub Shred. Man, Shredder Sub.
I still can't even. I don't even know what to say because I'm so shocked. Like, I recorded my reaction to it when I saw the video for the first time, and for the most part in the video, when I was watching myself watch the video, I was like, "This is awesome." But I mean, I was all kind of ready for it, right? even with friendships, I just kind of like had a bright smile, but I was like, that's tight.
Yeah.
Then I saw Shredder's sub, and I leaped out of my chair, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
the cryo armor. They did it. Like,
Am I the only one that thought it looked really weird in that picture?
No, I had the same. That was why I didn't have a strong reaction to it. I'm like, is that the cryo armor, or is that like a new version? Like, it looks weird to me.
And I've seen it in like the gameplay things.
It looks better there to me.
It does, yeah. It definitely looks better in gameplay, but in that picture, it looks weird.
God, guys, like,
I
can't even believe it. Like,
the
it's
shock of like it coming back is definitely like that dawned on me later, where it's like, damn, they actually gave us that on top of like Fujin and shit. That's pretty nuts.
the only
Friendships and shit.
I think of the universe in terms of analogies, right? The best way I can describe it is if I was told in the beginning of December that Christmas was canceled by the UN and the US government, and on December 25th, not only is Christmas not canceled, but both Santa and Jesus are in my living room. That's the best way I can describe it. That's how crazy this is to me. This is insane. Like, I can't even begin to explain what it means to see the Shredder armor in this game.
I didn't know that you liked the Shredder armor that much, Tim.
Oh my! Deception is my favorite MK of all. Like, gameplay aside, Deception is my favorite Mortal Kombat game of all time.
Okay, gameplay aside.
Interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do the math. I was part of MKO starting, I believe, 2001 is my first join. It was right after the magazine scans were revealed for Reptile's design. We first saw Reptile. That's when I joined. Come Deception, they announced Deception. Ermac's back. Sub has a new armor. And the game is and Noobside Bots revealed in the magazine scans. So it's like, oh my god, what about Smoke? Because that's all I wanted from Deadly Alliance was Smoke. That's all I ever wanted. So, I'm not going to mention names to protect the innocent, but a very prominent member of the UMK3 community messaged me and was like, yo, Smoke's in. And then he told me what his design was going to be. And I was like, oh my god. Wow, the days, man, that was like my Fujin, but back in 2004, right? Mm-hmm. So just when Deception came out, I hated New Smoke, but just playing as Smoke again with like unique moves and shit, and like Lee May, I didn't really like her. I thought she was okay in Deadly Alliance. I used her as kind of like a tertiary character outside of Reptile and Sub-Zero, but a little bit Cyrax. But that Lee May, I loved her gameplay design in that game as well, and I loved Shujinko. I love Scorpion becoming the champion of the Elder Gods. There's so many things in that game I like. Even though it never got properly resolved, I loved the sort of like the drama behind Sub-Zero having to fight his brother after his brother apprehended and manipulated his best friend. Just like when Noobside Bot encounters Ashra and Ashra starts bodying him, and then he's like, Smoke, help me out, but Smoke can't because he's freaking out in the Netherrealm because part of him is still good. Like that, I love that shit. Oh my gosh, man. I realize Deception has some problems, but I love that game so much. Aesthetically, I just loved looking at it back then. Jade was back. Sindel was back. It was everything I wanted Deadly Alliance to be honest with you. So,
yeah, I love all the MK3 in Deception.
For sure. I even like Cobra, man. Like, I fucking love that game. So yeah, it's seeing Sub Shredder back, seeing the Cryo Armor back is I can't even really believe it. I'm believing it more as I continue to talk, but it's just crazy to me.
I totally feel you on that. I love the Shredder armor. It's just I'm a nitpicky bitch. It's like
the pupils not working out for you, down for?
No, not at all.
I'm sorry, continue.
Because like the first thing I saw of Shredder Sub was the magazine of him like doing the pose, and you see those bright wide eyes,
yeah,
and that sick ass fur, and that fucking helmet, and you're like, what the fuck? That's Sub-Zero, and I totally did not get that here. The pupils and like the shade of blue is wrong. Like in Deception, it's way more like bright blue. Here it's like way darker blue, which I don't think works as well. The fur is like kind of on his like
fur looks a little
now.
odd in that image, yeah.
It's weird. Like, it should be more, like, around his neck and shit. But in-game, it does definitely look better. And I think it'll look better with the right mask. They put
a stupid mask on him in that image, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's got good fucking masks to go with that Shredder thing.
Yeah.
in the game. I don't know why they didn't use it. They used that shit, but whatever.
Yeah, so for me, like, I would prefer it to look better, but like it's like the thought that counts. Like, I'm just like, holy shit, they actually brought it back. Like, I do like that.
Yeah, I'm generally very, very forgiving about that stuff. Like, when we all saw Nightwolf's bicycle helmet, I was probably the least offended out of everyone just because I was so happy Nightwolf was back. And that didn't sour for me until I actually played the character, and I was like, where's my jab anti-air? Where's my my high-hitting safe shoulder? Where's my combo construction? That's really the turning point of when MK11 I started not liking the game.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm fairly forgiving on that kind of stuff, but
Like, it's just like MK11 is just full of that shit for me. It's like everyone, like, I get a lot of shit, like, because like I'm so picky about the wide eyes, and like that's why Fujin having them is so fucking good. But like they just do like Cabal's hair, like Kung Lao being bald in his fucking MK3 outfit. It's like Scorpion literally having pupils in the fucking MK2 outfit, and now the MK9 outfit. That design sucked already, but it's like a million times worse now.
It is.
Like,
It's so weird.
And then Sub also still has pupils. I was just like, why can't they get the little details right? It's just the little things they flub on.
I mean,
I'm just like, it would be even better if you just got that shit right.
it would, like, and that's, you are the reason that I lost it so hard in that reaction. Because as soon as I saw Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat 9 skin with the normal eyes, I just think of D4 and I lost that shit. Like, because it just feels like like it's on purpose now. Like, how can we do this wrong? and they do it so, and they did it perfectly wrong. Like, why are you? It's like with Sub-Zero, it's like, okay, they don't really have another standard with the white eyes, right? So maybe you can kind of do it. Scorpion has that shit. He has another like skin with just the white eyes, and they just don't use it. They just don't.
Why can't they just use that model instead of the?
They just choose not to, and that's the thing that cracks me the fuck up. It's like, you guys are just fucking up because
You have the fucking tools to do it, and you don't.
come on, man. Like, what are you guys doing over there? But I mean, like you said, I don't like that skin either. I always thought that skin looked whack. I thought it looked whack in Mortal Kombat 9 when they reused it, Mortal Kombat X, and then it still looks whack now. I don't like that skin. But if you're gonna do something wrong, at least do it right. And they didn't even do that. So, boy.
well, you know, Razor actually brought this up in the forum later. He said that he likes it better that Sub's eyes don't glow when he has the cryo armor, because he said when he glowed in Deception, it was a fuck up. And there was no scar on top of that, so he actually prefers this.
He's always been like, I'm totally fine with like Sub having normal eyes, but like in the fucking game he had white eyes. Like, maybe it was a fuck up, but I think it looks better.
I mean, yeah, that's always like, I mean, I am often on that side of the fence too, where sometimes looking better is better than being. It's better to look good than to look right sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very fine line to dance. So
It is. It's also objective. Like, it's gonna vary from person to person.
And if you can't do one or the other, then I feel like it should be an option. Like, and that's also an MK11 problem. All these options, and you can't do something simple like have Nightwolf with like white eyes or not. Like, he's had both. Why can't you just have both?
He's got the white eyes in his Revenant skin, doesn't he?
He has like, he has glowing eyes.
Okay.
And you know, I feel very similar about the MK9 Scorpion costume, where I'm actually okay with the eyes not being white. Because to me, in my mind, it's just, you know, MK11 Scorpion after the Tea Party going through his closet and be like, oh shit, I used to wear this, LOL. And that's why it makes sense to me. But here's my problem with MK9 Scorpion costume. The problem is MK9, even though I hated the mask and I hated the Giger contours on the undersuit.
Yeah, the Under Armour.
I liked the vestment. I liked the metallic gold on the fire design on the vestment. I always thought that looked good. So every time they bring that costume back with better graphics, the costume looks worse and worse because the Giger designs get more and more defined and chiseled. And it looks bad every game. It looks progressively more bad every game it's in, right? So That's my problem with it. I wish we could have that ninja vestment now with a better mask. We fixed that. But without the weird, like, rubbery contours and chisels, it looks fucking weird.
He does have an option of his retro skins in Mortal Kombat 11 that has, like, black fire designs on it, which is sort of what it was going for in Mortal Kombat 9.
Was it? I never picked up on that, but I guess that could be accurate.
I mean, I thought it was. Whatever. I mean, it's spiky edgelord bullshit. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I fucking hate the shoulder pads. The stupid, like, scorpion stinger shit.
I've never been a fan of, like, the super intricate ornate shit on Scorpion. To me, I feel like if you're gonna do ornate shit like that, like really gaudy and showy shit, do that on the Lin Kuei because they're kind of more into that. But the Scorpion, like, he's just like a straight up Japanese ninja, which are more about fucking utility and functionality. And, you know, him going, like, you know, even if he was going, like, and, like, reliving his glory days, like, oh, I remember back when I was being a Quan Chi dickhead, and, like, look at the shit that I used to wear. Like, that shit also comes with, like, this whole deal of, like, damn, I was, like, a fucking crazy-ass weird slave back then. Like, if he's going, like, full back into that stuff, I want to see him, like, Hellspawn Scorpion again with, like, the undead eyes and all that shit. That's kind of where my thinking is with that whole deal. I am thinking about it way too much. Again, gameplay podcast, right? But that's kind of my feelings where the eyeballs are concerned. Sub-Zero, actually, like, his eyes do go wide in the game whenever he's using his powers in Mortal Kombat 11. It doesn't have...
I thought it was, like, in an outro and shit.
It is an outro. It's in a couple of his moves, too.
Okay.
But it is rare. Like, it does not happen very often. But I'm okay with that, with Sub-Zero. Like, at least, like, that's there for a purpose, and so maybe that was what was going on back in the day with Deception, too, because he was all buffed, right, with the cryo armor, and it was just hyping that shit up, so he did have a reason to have, like, the white eyes more often and whatnot.
That's what I always figured.
Because he was all amped and shit. But that's also me applying headcanon. So, you know what? Who knows?
Well, you know, speaking of Sub-Zero, I made a passing comment to our friend of the show, Pot, saying that, you know, I wouldn't mind playing some sets in MKX again. And then that leaked. Everyone started shitting on me in the gameplay section. And it's like, you know, temp is never satisfied. And my response to that is, listen, there are ideas in MKX that I still really like, even if I have problems with the game. And that's true of 11. I still ultimately like 11 better because I like the roster better and I like the neutral better. But, I mean, I like combos a lot too, right? So, like...
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is the choice you have to make.
Yeah, it's Sophie's choice, 100%, right? So, like... Yeah. I mean, if I ever want... I love Unbreakable. I really like Unbreakable. So, if I want to play Unbreakable again... I have to play Sub-Zero and MKX. There's no Unbreakable equivalent. And that's when the eyes should have glowed white, is when you put on the cryo armor. Or I should be careful using the term cryo armor. Let's call it the ice armor. When you put on the ice armor, like, that's when he has the defense buff, that's where you get your white eyes, right? I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
So many good ideas are just gone from that game, which is a shame because I don't want to play that game most of the time. I only want to play that game for those good ideas, but you can't just take the ideas. You got to take the whole game as it is with the 50-50s and the weird ass, block stun frames, and the really weird, like, high, like frame startup on the inputs and awkward punishes. Like, I was watching Chudiki Dink play Super back in MKX because YouTube recommended it to me. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give it up. And I watched it, and it's amazing how many things did not go punish.
Punishing's a lot harder in that game. It is.
Did my sound go out or?
Oh, there you are. You're back. You cleared out for a second.
Yeah, what was the last thing I said? Because I've been having some technical issues tonight.
Punishing. How many things went unpunished? Yeah.
Yeah, some things went unpunished. And I don't think it's a netcode thing. I think it's just startup frames and recovery stun is just weird in that game, right? and I hate it. It's honestly like
It's still weird. Yeah.
Better now, but I think it's bad in Injustice 2, man.
Oh, Injustice 2, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Bane's motherfucking negative 23 elbow. I can never fucking punish. I'm talking you down for. Fuck you.
I know.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking stupid.
Negative 23. I could never fucking punish it because I buffered my inputs way too early, man.
Dude, I got away with that shit so much. I would just do like down one, back forward two, and it's like a low overhead, and like you can't punish it. It's like so fucking stupid.
Gameplay podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck. Nah, GG's, dude. That was fun, but it's weird because I really don't like Bane. I loved Bane in IJ1. I did not like him in IJ2. Maybe I know like everyone thinks he's better, but
Yeah, he's a bitch in Injustice 1.
Yeah, so you gotta take the good with the bad, man. And everyone's just like blowing me up, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like people will ask what's better, MK11 or MK10, and I'm like, it's not a meaningful question. Like,
yeah, it's like
which hand do I want to cut off? Obviously, the left hand. But come on, man! Like it's. And to be clear, because I want this episode to be our positivity episode. I don't think we've done one yet, ever, for the Warrior Shrine.
You're probably right.
So to qualify all of that, especially since our last episode was. I mean, fuck, dude. I hope people go straight to this episode after they hear that episode.
Yeah.
But still, though, it just... I still have hope for MK11 because I think the problems in that game are very easy to solve. The problems in MKX were not easy to solve because, like, the recovery frames, the hit stun, the awkward punishing, like, the work it would take to fix that would have probably talking months, man. In this game, I think all you have to do is either remove or tweak breakaways, which I think may take less than 20 minutes to remove them, maybe less than a week to fix them,
Something
depending
like that,
on what they do. So I think if you do that, the game is already one. I think it might be better than MK9 if you do that. Almost. Not
think
quite.
it could, yeah. If you make the right decisions on changing shit and adjusting it, it could definitely be better than 9. It feels like just right now like a watered down 9.
It does.
Immediately after playing MK9 the other night and then going to MK11, I'm like, it just feels like a shitty MK9 to me. Just like all over.
I want more combos, man. Just let me do some more
I'm not even
combos.
picky. Like, get rid of breakaway and let Jade have an EX staff spin that launches. And I think you're already there, man. Like, I'm happy. Yeah.
Breakaway is a big part of it, but I still would I just want fucking fatal blows gone. I just hate not even like the function of them. I just hate how fucking long they are and boring and shitty.
Yeah.
I agree.
Give them an input or something.
I would reduce the hitbox on jump kicks first, then I would.
Oh yeah, that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
buff
honestly,
anti-airs and buff or nerf jump kicks like their hitbox.
There's this misconception on the Discord that jab anti-airs are not good in MK11. No, they're fantastic. It's just they made jump kicks too good, so the jump kick meta is all fucked up. That's what's really going on. So yeah, it's interesting. Like,
I agree.
I've been practicing my badass Sub-Zero jump kick combo. The only one that you do in Mortal Kombat 11. I see that shit with
different Sub-Zero, so I don't know what yours is. I know what mine is.
You jump over, like, you do the thing where you jump over them and then they sort of don't turn around after you do it. Come on, man. It's the thing. You jump over it and they go back the other way and you do the combo. I can't explain this shit.
It's like the cross up one.
Yeah,
it's juggled.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, I mean, actually, we were talking about this the other day. I think us three were talking about it. How I actually kind of like the combo construction for Sub-Zero and MK11.
Yeah.
I actually think he got away with murder in many ways.
I was because I asked Django after we played 9 for like 3 hours. I was like, "So do you prefer 11 sub or 9 sub?" And honestly, I prefer 11 sub with like a lot of things, but I also prefer 9 with some stuff. But I think 11 sub is actually one of the characters that has actually done pretty well because I really don't miss the clone. After I know we both don't, but like after playing Injustice 2, I fucking hate the clone. Like I hate. God, that was so annoying. Like you just have to play around the fucking clone the whole time.
Yeah,
it's not even like zoning. It just stops the game. It just stops the game.
It's just like a not fun move. I'm just like, dude, I can't play like how I want to play when the clone's out.
And that's why I miss Mortal Kombat 9 sub a little more than Mortal Kombat 11 sub. I really like being able to do that shit and being able to do the clone weird times and weird places. It's just that, that's why. Sub is fun in Mortal Kombat 11. I just like that more for Mortal Kombat 9. It's fun.
That's fair. I mean, I like MK9 sub for sure.
In MK9 sub, the clone, which you didn't have in MKX or Injustice, you had like the cool meta of like picking your clone shapes. Which,
yeah, that's true.
That was kind of fun. That was tight. And
Armand's making me laugh, man.
What are you doing, Armand?
I mean, it's kind of like the MK9 sub is kind of like a Ron White thing for me. Like, do I like dogs or do I not like dogs? Right. Well, the answer is I like my dog. I don't give a fuck about your dog. So the way it works is I like my MK9 sub when I play him. I don't give a fuck about your MK9 sub. The way other people play him is shit. But the way I play him, my philosophy of how I approach MK9 sub is tight. But
what's your approach? Your approach isn't my approach? You don't want to just stop the game?
My approach is to down 4 until I get a hit. And then once I get a hit, I do my 2-1 pressure. It really depends on what character I'm playing against, because I have to take their hitbox into consideration. But I'll do my 2-1 pressure, or I'll do 2-1-4. I think it's 2-1-4. It's been a while. Into either clone, or I'll do some sort of some other stagger. But the idea is to basically get my opponent into the corner with down 4 bullying, and that's fun to me.
That's basically
this anti-air game is also kind of tight. What's up?
Yeah, 2-2 is sick.
2-2 is sick.
It's the rush down, like, stagger and, like, weight and anti-air style of sub I like in 9. And his combos are tight. Yeah.
But other people don't play him like a tank. They play him like a turret. And that is just not nearly as interesting to me.
Like how Brady plays him. Like, he plays him super turtly, like, the whole match.
That can be interesting in a Justin Wong kind of way, in a top 8, but I don't want that in my house, man.
Yeah, it's like whenever someone would, like, the sub mirror is like the worst thing to watch in that game because it's just fucking clone and weight. It's so goddamn boring.
Yeah, so it's that's how I feel about MK9 Sub-Zero. Although I need to make a retraction. I once said that Injustice 2 Sub-Zero might be my favorite Sub-Zero design of all time in terms of gameplay. I'm going to retract that. After revisiting MKX last year, I really think Cryo is my favorite anything Sub-Zero. I love Cryo Sub-Zero.
I'm surprised it wouldn't be Cryo.
What's that?
Yeah. I would be surprised if it wasn't Cryo.
I just kind of like the mix of Injustice 2 sub, but I mean the clone kind of colors everything, doesn't it? And I liked the I feel like even though I liked the original design of Cryo better before they gave him the grapple, I do like that combo construction and the confirms it gave him. I do like that quite a bit. He doesn't have a true stagger game, but he does have a true mix-up game. So he's so dangerous when he gets in. Yeah. And I think the mix-up game combined with his resets, his back 1-2, and am I going to do back 2 or am I going to do back 3-3? You don't fucking know. Oh shit, I did back 3-3, get bodied. That's fun to me. The fact that you can end your combo in any setup you want. It's kind of like why I like Dizzy and Guilty Gear. Because if I get a knockdown, Dizzy turns into Glacius from KI, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's cool to me. So, yeah.
I can see it.
Do you want to give a defense, Django, of your MK9 Sub-Zero?
No.
Since we're recording?
Not at all. Like, no, he's awful.
Like, that's disappointing.
I love fucking, like, shutting all that shit down. That's exactly what I'm doing whenever I'm using that sub. It's not as much fun against D4 because D4 is really good, and he figures me out really, really fast. But man, back in the day when I could play Mortal Kombat online and just like play ranked all night long, and I would with sub, God, that was so much fucking fun. Because people would get annoyed, and it was great.
If I was like, I would use sub as like a scrub killer online. Like if someone's just jumping constantly, I can't hear do the lag. I'm just like, fuck it, clone, like get shit on.
God, I had so much fun with that game online. And I really liked Injustice 2 sub too. But that's because Injustice 2 sub is retarded.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
Come on.
It was not as dumb as I thought it was until we went back to it and you're like beating my ass with like the dumbest shit.
Just do like back 3-3, throw clones at you. Let me jump up and do the fucking hammer fall. I love the fucking
random slides.
Yeah, random slides. Because you could do them in that game. You can't do that at 9. Man, the Slide at Night is trash.
That's ass.
But man, I really miss the fucking hammer, the ice hammer with that shit. That shit feels so good in Injustice 2. But that game is dumb. Like, you know, that's just a dumb version of Sub, but it's dumb fun. Hella dumb fun. Mortal Kombat 11 to me is like is way more honest than either of those two versions of Sub. So it's probably why it's a little less fun. But he's still fun in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, that he also has like the worst fucking gear. Like Tim just fucking posted.
Oh, did you post some gear?
2. Yeah, that shit is garbage.
Where are you posting this shit? I don't even know where I'm clicking. Oh my god, your sub in that game was awful. I remember that shit. You posted that shit before. But you did that shit on purpose, Tim. That was... Come on, man. That was fucked up. You can make some ugly ass shit in Mortal Kombat 11, too. Ugh.
Yeah, he has some bad fucking skins.
It was, like, fucking really bad in that game.
And he has Dimitri Vegas in 11, so... And you use that shit.
Dude, picking Dimitri Vegas with
What's your variation name?
DJ Fucknut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing Dimitri Vegas with the yellow alt color, like, that pisses people off online. That's tight. It's so fun,
ugly.
like, playing people, and they get on the mic, and they're like, why'd you play in the yellow, bro? God, I love it when that shit happens. It's tight. I'm an asshole.
I mean, if I was a billionaire, I would contact WB PR and be like, hey, there's a costume I want in the game. Name your price. and that is the Sub-Zero you have for your default costume in every MK from now on and forever. Like, that's...
I would do that. That's exactly what I would do.
Because I think Sub-Zero had the best gear in Injustice 2. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude. This yellow-ass Sub-Zero with no fucking mask, and he's just got the fucking shower cap
It's
on.
like Raiden. Shit.
It's not good at all.
Yeah, once you take off Sub-Zero's mask in IJ2, like, he looks like a Baldwin brother in his late 50s. He doesn't look good. Like, it's weird.
Like, if you could pull that shit... He didn't have a way that you could just rock him with the hair. Or did he? I don't remember.
He did, yes, he absolutely
did.
Oh, you're just fucking it up on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got it. All right. Well played.
Those arms. I can't get over those arms, dude.
Yeah.
I'll shut the fuck up just because our audience has no idea what I'm talking about. But
I should post this
times,
somewhere.
Man.
I'll put that in the thumbnail.
Don't.
I know. I'm gonna put that in the thumbnail. No Fujin.
Let's not do that to our Fujin reveal episode.
Yeah, please.
No Fujin anywhere. Just that sub.
That's gonna get people to click on it for sure.
Man, what if Fujin looked like that though? Like, that could have happened, man.
I can't get over those arms, man.
The shirt makes it worse. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's wearing.
It's bad. It's listen. Look. It's just fucking Sub-Zero with the yellow girdle on. He's got a yellow shitty vest on, not even a good one. He's got the neck thing that makes it look like he just hurt himself. It looks like a fucking... He's got like a handkerchief tied around his neck. And he looks like he's wearing some weird ass, like, really tall yellow underwear. That's what it looks like from here. And nothing on his arms. So he's just got the Under Armour that covers his fucking shoulders.
Like, I think I might have bigger biceps than Sub in this picture.
I mean, yeah, they look pretty, man. You did a good job of making him look like ass.
Why is that allowed to, like, exist? Why can you make that?
I think you're using a god
said if I pulled that shit in MK11, he wasn't going to play me.
Oh my god.
So I did my best, but there's just... MK11's customs are built so you can't do shitty shit like I did in IJ2.
You know, count your blessings, people. This is not good. This is not what you want. And like I said, they could have made a Fujin that looks like that, like no hair. He's still got the glowy eyes, you know.
Yeah, that's the only thing he has.
Man.
Yeah, compared to like how Cabal looks and shit, I think I saw Fujin's. I still don't like Old Man Shang in MK11. He just looks fat and weird. And Nightwolf, who looks okay, but he's still like not for me. But Fujin, man, I just saw how amazing Fujin looked there, and I'm like, fuck.
He's looking good.
All right, I'll give it up. He looks fucking great.
I think it is interesting that in that story, like again, gameplay podcast here, in that story content that we're seeing Nightwolf in the MK3 look.
Yeah. They're using the right color and everything.
So that it
is. Oh, you mean okay? Huh? I didn't think about that.
Story.
Yeah, there's one thing. Razor pointed out that when Fujin and Shang are fighting Cetrion, they're doing the Deadly Alliance thing where like when Quan like lifts up Raiden and then the Cobra, strikes him.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fujin lifting Cetrion and like Shang doing the co-op thing, which is super sick.
Which I guess Cetrion's gonna get fucked.
I hope so.
Her poor boobs, dude. She had really good boobs.
She did. I think that was part of the story that leaked too. Was like
her boobs.
No, I mean maybe, but fucking. I think it was like, Cetrion like put Frost on to freeze Fujin or some shit, so he couldn't be involved, and then he's like, "Fuck that shit," and he like fucked Cetrion up. I think that was in an intro or something.
That happened? Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, Frost
because
did do that? Like she succeeded?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like Frost did stop Fujin from being in the normal game?
I think she froze him and he got out of it or something.
Okay.
Because there's an intro with her and Raiden where she's like, "Oh, I froze Fujin," and Raiden's like, "Yo, this is personal now, bitch." And I don't even remember. Fucking Raiden was pissed. It was tight.
It makes me sad that Raiden cares more about Fujin than Sub-Zero cares about Smoke.
Yeah, right.
And Fujin's had a pretty good life other than that, so that's
I do like that. I like the Raiden and Fujin dynamic. I'm glad they're expanding on that a bit.
That might be my favorite thing from the comic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the comic and the game. When they fight those demons and Fujin does a fucking floor slam. It's like the sickest moment in that story for me.
It is the sickest moment.
My second favorite outside of the Tea Party.
Yeah, that is good.
The Tea Party is good too. I really hope, wouldn't it be sick if for an intro Fujin does have the ground slap though?
That would be so sick. I hope he has that.
That would be tight.
You know what I was hoping? That they should have done in the MKX story gameplay podcast?
What's that?
I was hoping what would happen, what I would have done differently is instead of them going to Sub-Zero's Lin Kuei Fortress in the beginning, I would have had them get bodied by Kotal and his subordinates, and then their morale's all low, and then Johnny Cage is like, "We need to get these kids up to speed. You're gonna stay with Sub-Zero for a month," and there's a training thing for that's a chapter. It's just them spending a month at the Lin Kuei Fortress, getting good. That would have been fun to me. And then Frost joins them for the final battle. That would have been sick.
That would have been.
Never will happen now.
That would have been much better. You're right. Then Frost running out and being like, "I'm a crazy bitch," and then getting fucking frozen and shit.
I'll take Betty White.
On point. That I liked your version of Mortal Kombat X better. That would have been tight.
Man.
So yeah, anything? Oh, you want to address Evo real quick on this gameplay podcast?
I think the chances of them throwing MK into Evo are, I would say, almost 100% now.
After this, especially. Yeah.
I mean,
I would put money on that. What's up?
I didn't even think about that. After this, yeah, shit. After this reveal today, I mean. Well, yeah. Okay.
No, go for it.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say that's well, never mind. Go on.
I mean, the only reason why I'm bringing it up, we haven't actually talked about on the podcast the fact that Evo was canceled, the actual event, since it's been canceled. That's a big deal, and sad and all that shit and whatnot, man. Especially for Marvel too, but the fact that the announcement mentioned Evo Online, and no details about it whatsoever. Just like brought that up, just threw it out there, and it's canceled and online. Bye bye. Like none of those games have good online. None of them. And like you guys were talking about it at the start of the thing, like the best two are either Tekken 7 or Street Fighter 5. And I've not played Tekken 7 online. I've played Street Fighter 5.
The Deadly Alliance, if there ever was one. Oh my god.
and that's the thing. It's like, man, none of these games. What? Like, how are you even going to like try to go about this? And if there was an event that you're going to try to put some kind of Evo type product out there, because you're canceling the other one, like some kind of Evo branded product as an online thing, like you can at least get one game that runs well online there. Like if it was me, I would be like, fuck it, like let functionality call the shots and just be like, okay, Mortal Kombat 11, KI, Skullgirls, and I don't know, fucking Iron Galaxy Third Strike, whatever. Like just let the shit that works really well dominate. Because I feel like it should, and I feel like Japan needs a really strong kick in the crotch, dude. Because fuck, what you have how many games were at Evo on the main stage, and they all have trash online.
Yeah,
all of them. Like
you think?
Come on.
You think this will like get Japanese developers to wake up at all and be like, "Wow, this looks really fucking shitty. We need to work on this," or do anything?
I mean, I would hope so, but like I don't
think so for sure. Yeah.
Do you think so? Like I don't know how stuff like comes off to Japan and like how they read and interpret situations. So I'm not sure. I would hope so though. I would absolutely hope so. Like I feel like it's a bad look. I feel like it's a really bad look. I feel like it's bad for PR, but I don't know.
I think it depends on how they stream it too, because like I figure like they can't even stream pools. Like I figure they're gonna have to just stream like the top 8 or something because of how badly online menus are. Like with Tekken, like they'd have to do the lobby to be the third party that streams it, so the players can play. But the lobby system takes so fucking long because of the load times of that game. So the fucking stream is gonna be like 5 hours long of top 8 because you have to go back to the fucking main like interactive menu.
Right,
into the lobby and then like sync up their playing. It's like I think it's gonna be a mess for most games.
Just the logistics of like trying to figure out how to spectate and show this that shit is like, I don't know. Fuck, it's gonna make the game look hella bad if you can even fucking do it. So
I do have a theory that Evo's not going to be a 3-day weekend anymore, and they're going to do like 1 week will be this game, and then the next week will be another game, and they'll do pools like a day at a time, maybe, or something. I don't know how the scheduling will be. It'll be like an evening tournament spread across like 5 days. There's no reason they have to do it in 3 days now. There's no hotel.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no venue, so I imagine all the pools are going to be pre-scheduled ahead of time. I don't think it may not even be in August anymore, or I don't know if it's July or August anymore. But the reason why I call Tekken 7 and Street Fighter 5 the Deadly Alliance is because they're both two different versions of awful netcode. So I don't really know what they're going to do, but my dream is that it's like a 5-game Evo, and the games are Skullgirls, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, and maybe 2 others, right?
Hmm.
And like Mark of the Wolves, GGPO. I don't know.
That would be tight.
Yeah, so
I don't know what they'll do. I hope that it'll be interesting to see play out, and I hope that I hope it's something that, like I said, might get communicated to Japan to like, maybe we should reconsider our approach to netcode
and lobby systems.
Yeah, all that shit, UX, the whole situation. Look at that shit, and it's whack, and, maybe there's some situations that could benefit from it.
And I do want to quickly comment on what Aramon said, a friend of the show, Aramon, said in the chat.
Yeah.
So there is this issue of the not invented here mentality in Japan.
Yeah, there is.
But I think that's only 1% of it. I think another reason why they don't want to do delay-based netcode is because they literally don't know how. The programmers who are practiced in that are all in the West. They don't speak Japanese, and the one Japanese company who tried it failed so miserably. Because even the GGPO Third Strike and Vampire Savior, that was made by Iron Galaxy in Chicago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it just they're scared. It's not. I don't even blame. I'd be terrified. It's like, hey, if you want to make your game good, you have to use this completely new technology that the biggest fighting game in Japan fucked up just a year ago. So that's also it's a lot of that. They know how to use delayed based netcode, and I think their mentality is if we do delayed based netcode, at least Japan's going to be okay. Sucks for Europe and in the West and in Canada and in America, but this is the way it's got to be. However, I feel like if you shame them on stream for like the biggest tournament of the year,
Yes.
people say Nintendo doesn't care. I was blowing people up on the event hubs for this. Nintendo obviously cares, but the problem is they're in a position where they're allowed to hide the problem of their shitty online. It's just not something that's visible to publicly unless you play the game. If we broadcast a Smash tournament with the worst netcode ever, with an audience of hundreds of thousands of people, not including the archive views and the coverage from IGN and GameSpot and all the other online periodicals that cover Evo, they're going to care. And people will say they're not going to care because of this, that, and whatever in history
No, that's
over the last
not
few
the
years.
case.
To which I remind them, they nearly shut down fucking tournaments because players wanted to play Project M, which is a modded GameCube version of Melee.
Yep.
They were going to shut down the fucking tournaments. So they care.
Yeah.
Obviously they care. If they care about bad publicity for a game that's like 15 years old, they're obviously going to care about this. So it's like blind. We see it in the Discord too. It's just people who use cynicism as a default. It's just it's easier to be cynical, but I think you got to be logical first and cynical second. I'm cynical myself on many things, but you got to be rational first, right? Like when people were saying that a patch was announced, an Aquaman stream, everyone was like, it's probably just going to be some modifications. And I'm like, no way. There's no possible way. What have they been doing for a year if all they were doing is nerfing Sonya's rings? No, there's got to be something bigger than this. Not even 2 hours later, we got the teaser for Aftermath, right? So,
Well, that's what I was gonna ask at the start was like any hopes or fucking expectations for the patch that will inevitably happen.
please nerf Jackie and Sonya. Please. I beg of them, nerf those characters.
I don't know about Sonya. Like, I don't
Sonya,
know what I changed with her.
she's still dominating, dude. She's like, I saw a European tournament where she was tearing shit up, dude.
I don't know if she's dominating.
She's very, very strong, and I think she shuts down a lot of presets.
She's really good. It's just, I think there's better characters.
How many better characters?
There's like Cetrion, Johnny.
Cetrion has
Joker.
like definitively bad matchups. I feel like Sonya's literally good at everything.
Sonya's good. It's just like I don't know what I'd change about her. Maybe her zoning a bit.
Maybe, yeah. I think the zoning's bad. If
I am
nothing
behind
else,
on MK11 though.
I would just bring down her meterless damage. Why does her meterless damage need to be so high? Just give her like 24%. She already has every other tool in the game.
I don't agree with that. Because like that's the problem with a lot of characters is they don't get good meterless damage. Like I hate using meter for every combo. It's just like it's stale. Like give me something for opening you up with like a meterless combo. And she gets that off the starter.
Man. What's up?
Yeah. She gets that off the starter that's like super unsafe if she commits to it. She can stagger it, but it's still like it's also a high.
I don't. It's a
And that's her
dual
only
confirm.
combo starter really.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like the first two hits are not technically unsafe to my knowledge,
They aren't.
unless something's changed. They are. They aren't.
They aren't.
They aren't. So what you do? What I was labbing with her was, I think dual confirms are significantly more difficult than single confirms. And dual confirm is a term I made up. As far as I know, no one uses it but me. But what it means is a typical confirm is when you input a series of buttons, and if the player's blocking, you do nothing. If the player's not blocking, you confirm into your special. A dual confirm is when you're unsafe if you don't confirm into a special, so you have to confirm into the right special. So if they're blocking, you confirm into special A. If they're not blocking, you confirm into special B. So what I was doing is I was going into her safe specials after her 1-2 or back 1-2, whatever it was, too long. And it's very hard, but it's very doable. So she can safely confirm that high damage. It's just not easy. And Sonya's whole is not easy. I don't want to take anything away from them. What's that?
Mm-hmm. I just say that because like it's still a high starter, so she can't just like throw it out like willy nilly. But it's like I don't know, like I don't think she's like super Like, I would nerf maybe her zoning, but I don't think I'd take her damage away.
I think high starters are underrated, to be honest with you, man, because most of them will hit if they're blocking, right? It's
Most
only
of
when
the
they're in
time,
neutral
like,
crouch.
If they like poke, like it'll beat it.
I
I do think once they nerf like the top tier, she'd be talked about more.
I think also the poking game is also a problem with the top tiers too, because I feel like every character in this game has the smoke trap. I feel like every character in this game has a smoke bomb trap from MK9. So
Pretty
I'm
much.
always like, do I counter poke? Who knows, right?
Yeah, that is a fucking issue.
So, yeah. So, but nonetheless, though, so that's where I stand. Definitely nerf Sonya. I think Jackie is such a problem. I think a character who controls space. I mean, I'm talking about like a next gen specifically right now. A character that controls space and shuts down footsies with a 2/3 of a screen dash punch is just not fun to fight. And her other variation that has aerial confirms in the like 30-something%, that's not fun either. I don't know why. It's like she's like a buffer Blue Beetle. And then her offensive options in her first variation, I don't get it. Considering her space control, I don't know why her offense is that safe and that good. Jackie is just absolutely ridiculous in this. All three of her presets, I know Next Gen has slept on, and I don't want to take anything away from Gab. Gab is an amazing player. The stuff he does with that preset is sick. But I honest to God think all three of those presets are problems.
I watched the third one. That's apparently like one of the best variations in the game because like you can barely anti-air that shit. She can just jump and fucking do ridiculous ass like pressure all day. It looks fucking stupid as shit.
It looks really bad, and we talk about characters like we were discussing like a few weeks ago of what it means to be like for there to be no point in picking that character, and I think you resolve a lot of that when you take away these characters who do everything in such a big way. So even if Sonya is overrated, I don't think she is, but even if she is overrated, like I don't think she should be good at everything, like because otherwise you're just always going to see her. Even if she's not. Garrus is another one. Garrus is not as good as he used to be, but he's still relatively decent at everything. Which is why. What's up?
Yeah. Well, I think they nerfed Garrus in the wrong way. Like they took away a lot of his like combo options.
Yeah.
Nerfing like forward 2-1, like making that super slow and like making his juggles worse. Like I don't think that was the right way to go about it. I think that just makes him less fun.
100% agree, dude. Oh my god. Words out of my mouth, man. And I get fatigued of people defending Emerald Defender Jade because it's like people are like, "Hey, zoning's cool, right? What's wrong with Emerald Defender Jade?" And I'm like, guys, my friends, listen, because they balanced Jade around that gameplay style you're playing. So because of that, she's gonna get bodied by 5 characters consistently forever. And she's never going to have an answer for Shang Tsung. She's never going to have an answer for Kung Lao because they balanced her entire tool set around Emerald Defender. So Jaded's not going to pull it off. I'm not convinced her. I can't remember the name of her other variation. But
Is the Emerald Defender one of the zoning one?
yes, that is.
Okay.
So the problem is your gameplay style is going to get 7-3'd the minute you find a good character with good aerial options or a good counter zoning. So yeah, I mean, if you like that style, I don't want to take that away from you. But Jade is never going to be truly viable as long as she's being balanced around Emerald Defender. Which, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Everything I said before, I don't think is my opinion. I think that is objectively true. This next part is my opinion. My opinion is that gameplay style is boring as fuck. And if you want a fun zoning character, it needs to be more dynamic. It can't rely on an easy aerial just do it move. That is my opinion. Maybe people can intelligently disagree on that. But I don't think Jade is ever going to be meaningful in tournament as long as she gets hard countered by 4 or 5 fucking characters, right? So, just my thoughts. That's the biggest problem I have with Jade. You're absolutely right when you said the other day MK9 Jade is better than MK11 Jade as far as fun.
Yeah, fun
and
factor
character
for sure.
strategy.
Yeah.
Man,
I think
fucking.
that's for me that's just a big problem with the variation system in general. Like fucking trying to balance the character themselves and around the variations. It's such a clusterfuck. I feel like and the variations, like I just don't find it fun either. Like I just want a fucking character. I don't want to deal with this variation shit anymore. I think it's just a bad fucking choice.
Yeah, I would remind people what I think good zoning is, which is Glacius from KI, which is very dynamic because you have to balance the triangle of Shatter, Hail, and you're basically you're forward. I can't say forward two. That doesn't make any sense. You're forward strong. You're forward medium punch, and you're kind of using that to kind of create a situation. It's very dynamic. Sagat and Super Turbo, you're constantly balancing your turtling game with your fireballs, mixed in with your Tiger Knee, and to kind of control the mid range and the far screen. You're creating sort of that. And first of all, that character was too good. I'm not defending that character's balance, but still, though, there's still a strong dynamic to it. Jade Emerald Defender is such just do it bullshit. You can have good zoning. I'm not saying spamming's bad, or I'm not even saying that spamming is spamming, but I hate the way that character's designed right now because it's boring as fuck. So
I agree.
That's just the way I feel. No offense to all our purple names in the Discord who use that character, which is almost all of them except Brandy.
Yeah.
God bless you guys.
Sevatar. I think Sevatar plays that one.
I think he
does he not?
Playing her.
It's been a long time.
I don't think I ever played as Jade. I played as Scarlet. I played his.
I played as Scarlet. Yeah. His
and
Jade.
I played as Liu Kang.
His Jade had eye lasers. That's what I remember from his Jade.
I don't think I ever played as Jade.
I don't think I did either.
I was the only one that caught his Jade. Damn. Okay.
How was this Jade?
It was just the jumpy thing. The eye lasers, the Superman eye lasers. That's what he wanted to do with her.
Oh, okay. I follow you now.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I wasn't.
The air projectile.
Yeah.
So this is the segment of our show where we answer Warrior Shrine questions, and our first question comes from Sevatar. Do you miss me? Yes, we do miss you, Sevatar.
Yeah.
And that concludes our Q&A for this episode. We love you, dude. Can't wait to have you back, man.
Yeah, man.
I was wondering what that was about. What the fuck?
That was we did a great job, man. I can't believe we got through all those. Man, I didn't think that we were gonna pull it off, but we did.
Do we still have reels? Do we need to change the reels at all, or is that not a thing anymore?
That was not a thing on this episode. No reels, reel free.
That's good.
Aramond, I guess that's our last topic. Is there anything I wanted to cover before we go into friendships?
No.
Just that the general changes I would like is just breakaway and more combo options for every character. Like, just make shit more interesting.
And nerf
just
jump?
nerf jump kicks, and I would also try and balance crushing blows more. Just like change the fucking requirements to some more counter hit shit. Like, don't, like with Shao Kahn, don't make me put on a fucking buff. Hope to God I fucking open them up with my shitty goddamn mids. And like fucking no mids. Like Shao Kahn doesn't have a fucking mid.
Yeah.
Just hopefully I fucking open them up and give my fucking crushing blow. Only to have them break away. Like, please just get rid of that shit. I would love the game so much more if they did that.
Definitely get rid of crushing or fatal blows after the finish him or the finisher prompt. Definitely.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
You don't like that shit?
I mean,
I don't either. It's shit. No, get rid of that. Come on.
Thankfully, I have a good trust circle that I have in my Discord, so I don't have to deal with it. But
okay,
I do it sometimes just to piss off like Pot. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it.
You know, here's what I was complaining about in the Discord too. One thing I hate about every NetherRealm game ever made is they keep putting these strings in the game that destroy scrubs, but that are useless at high level. Can maybe get rid of some of those, or at least change their properties.
We were discussing that with Scorpion's 432.
Yeah,
super shitty string.
But
at, like,
godlike
level.
Universe, yeah. I didn't know there was a gap for like the first 6 months of that game. More than that, actually. So,
and super unsafe. Yeah,
just heartbreaking, man. Just get rid of that stuff. All the gaps. All they do is create unnecessary guessing. Guessing games are not inherently bad. All fighting games have it kind of rely on some level of guessing games, but those are just not the good ones, man. So, yeah.
Friendships.
Let's do friendships. Thoughts?
I mean, it's if they are gameplay linked, which hopefully they will be. That's hype. That's going to be hype because there's like another little meta game that's going on in the air that can help create that shit. Because
what do you hope it is? Like
I don't know. Like That's the kind of
Only
thing.
win with jump kicks.
Yeah,
Only
that
win with
God.
jump-
Oh no, in this game that's perfect. You're just jump kicking.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for the friendships. It's coming. Like
you would definitely see that in tournament. at
yeah,
some
you would
point.
totally see that shit. I don't know. I feel like brutalities aren't as hype where that kind of thing is concerned in this game as they were in Mortal Kombat X. So
They're not hype for a lot of reasons. Like, you can't. That stupid finish him screen shit. You can't. They just like disable it. They disable your dash after the finish him, so you can't like dash up and combo him after.
yeah,
And then like, it's much harder to combo after like the fucking thing comes up into a brutal. So
so having friendships there, if it is a gameplay thing, couldn't help bring a little bit of that back. Hopefully,
yeah, I didn't think about that until like while I was like watching the friendship. I was like, oh wait, this could be like the new Babaldi. I really hope.
what was the MK3 requirement?
No blocking.
No,
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, my bad. I was MK9. Go on.
Yeah, I was just in MK3. I think the friendship was like, don't use high punches and like high kicks, or like the opposite, like low punches and low kicks. It was weird, and I don't really want them to do that again. I would just rather just don't like make it feasible, like because it's like I'm beating you by not blocking. Like you can fucking infinite me if I don't block. So like at least let me fucking do it. I think that would make it satisfying.
In a game where anti-airs are really good in MK9, so you could feasibly not block in some matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a lot harder now. Like with jump kicks being as buff as they are, you're going to have to block now.
And it adds a layer of meta too. It's like I remember Slip saying like when Crazy Dominican was going for the baby, he knew he was going for the baby, and that totally fucking destroyed him mentally. He's like, "What the fuck? This dude doesn't give a fuck." Like,
You start doing things like random telepunches with Scorpion.
yeah, he started playing like an idiot. So it could definitely add a layer of meta to the game, which would be cool.
Dude, when they revealed friendships, man, you know the intro to Street Fighter V when it shows the lightning flash and Charlie's in the tomb and his eyes shoot open, it starts punching like the coffin cover open. Well, I was picturing that with Kerbalicious once he found out friendships were confirmed. And like, that's kind of what was going on in my brain, but I think they're great. Even if there is no requirement, even if they're just like fatalities with just different input, I think that's swag. I
agree.
Friendships. They're the only finisher I love. I don't even really care about brutalities anymore. I just like friendships.
Yeah, brutals have gotten a little shittier, but I still like them. But I'm very happy about friendships.
Even though I like the friendship as a whole, I do think it was a giant missed opportunity for when Scorpion speared the stuffed animal that it wasn't a penguin. I think that would have been so much better.
Oh, that would have been good.
You take what you get, right?
Yeah, that would have been better, honestly.
yeah.
I wish he still said like, "Oh, friendship." Like I don't know why he doesn't.
The announcer, the announcer better say that shit. That's something that bugged me.
Yeah, right now it's just the jingle, which is cool, but I wanted to say like friendship.
You know, especially now, because there was ever a time to say again, like it's now.
Again. Yeah, that would be nice.
Aramond asks, why a penguin?
Because that was his animality in UMK3.
Indeed it was.
He laid an egg and he blew up.
Makes sense, right?
It does.
Yeah.
But just watching the friendships, like it's hard not to like smile. Like I was laughing my ass off at Noobs when he like points at both of them, like an 80s like dance movie. He's like, "Let's go!" Like that shit is tight.
It felt.
I was hoping for something more Backstreet Boys, but that works too.
That too.
Very good.
It did feel hella Fortnite, but like that's
In a
kind
good
of
way. I think it's done well here.
Yeah, a little bit of that's going to be unavoidable. So run with it and have fun, and they're definitely having fun with that shit.
Subs also, yeah.
Well, Subs is almost creepy, to be honest with you.
I love it.
He like does that thing with his hands, like
he does like a jig, like he's like fucking all happy and shit runs off.
He gets really
It's
happy.
creepier
really
with the
fast.
mask off, I think.
That is weird because the mask, like the mouth part, does like teleport away, right? That's how it.
Well, was he?
No, that was unmasked.
Oh, was it?
Preset. That was a custom. I don't think it goes away.
Because it showed Scorpion with his mask off too. I hope it doesn't like remove the mask. That would kind of suck.
That would be fucking weird. Don't do that.
I also like how just on the fucking like cart, the ice cream cart, it shows like Goro with like 4 cones, and then like Scorpion like dropped his off the cone, and he's all sad and shit. He's just like basically saying like "fuck you, Scorpion." Like you don't get any ice cream.
Man, like, I think it'd be funny. Like, I don't know, dude. Kano's I like a lot just because it borderline feels canon to me.
Yeah.
It looks too in character when he's doing that.
It's almost natural.
It's like he's about to say, "Hey, Cabal, yours is done." Like that's the vibe I get from it.
Dude, that would be tight if he ran up and like got something. That would be so good.
Cabal offers him a cold one. Like it seems way too canon to me.
Fuck, I'm actually mad that that doesn't happen. That would be so good.
Man, I am looking forward to seeing what they are. Like, what the fuck is Cabal gonna do?
Yeah, it's hard to predict. I'm glad they're not just like rehashing like Scorpion opens up a Jackbox or whatever the fuck, or Scorpion Doll or whatever.
No, they went pretty big with them from the looks of it. They went all out with that shit.
I like the balloon friendship logo as well. I think that's really good. That's so good.
That was super smart.
It is like the whole lighting and all that shit. Like they put a lot of work into that shit.
Yeah, the rainbow.
Yeah,
it looks just good. Yeah, it's super nice to see friendships again.
They didn't half-ass that shit. It looks good. What else we got? Anything else?
Oh man, how long did we go? Do you know?
What?
I know at least 2 hours, but I don't know.
Well, the exclamation point uptime is 3 hours and 9 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you got it right. Like it's just so much.
I mean, well, yeah. We didn't start for a while though. I think I started a little bit earlier than that, but it's okay. It's all there. It's not going anywhere. Stages. Yeah. Armand says we didn't talk about stages.
I would just like to, yeah, that's what I was gonna mention.
Deadpool.
Yeah, I'll let you guys go. I don't really have any comment on the stages. I just think they look good, and we'll see how they. I like the idea of the Soul Chamber being like an underground, like hollow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. I'll let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've never been a huge fan of the Soul Chamber, but like I like the MK3 one. But ever since then, I haven't really cared for it. But I think it looks really good here. They kind of like combined it with like the church like stained glass windows in the background.
Yeah.
But it's like all overgrown and shit. Like on the right side of the stage, you can see the daylight and it's all open. I just think it looks interesting.
Help me remember, man. When you uppercut someone from the Soul Chamber, what stage do you go into?
I think it's Motaro's balcony.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
So it should have been in Khan's castle, I would assume. I don't know where the fuck it is here, because they're in the Deadpool in that cutscene, and then they're like, we need to go to the Soul Chamber, so... The Deadpool, like, where the fuck's that? That'd be an Outworld someplace.
Yeah. I may say that if I was going to bring back a stage, I probably would not have brought back the Deadpool.
Yeah,
because I don't... There's something about that stage. It's the stage is like two colors, man. Like it's just two colors.
I get what you mean. Like it's a very particular stage, but I like playing on it. Like it's one of those like I've always liked, but it's never like my favorite. Like I wouldn't put that in my top 10 or like top 20. But I like the Deadpool. Like it's nice to see it again.
There's other stages that I would really like to get back before. I would have preferred to get back before the Deadpool. I don't hate the Deadpool. There's just other ones that I really fucking want. Like the Combat Tomb, motherfucker.
Yes.
Man, I want that place.
The portal, there's more MK2 stages that deserve to come back.
Yeah.
The Combat Tomb would have been thematic with Fujin as well. It's like, hey guys, remember this shit? No. This thing you have not seen in a million... Because the Combat Tomb was not in MK9, correct?
It was not.
Nope.
There was a Vita thing where if you press select and start on the training thing, it would take you to the Combat Tomb, but the background would be some gimmick, it would use the camera as the fucking background for whatever you're using. But the Combat Tomb was modeled and shit. They could have put it in the fucking game, but I guess they just cut it for some reason.
It might be like Smoke's hair; they just weren't happy with it.
Dude, it looked good. It looked like fucking MK2 Combat Tomb. I don't know why the hell it didn't.
Where was this?
It was on the Vita version.
Okay, so it was fully modeled in the Vita version. Then.
Yeah, it just didn't have the background. It used the camera for it, the Vita's camera. It was like a gimmick, you see whatever, where you're at.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I never owned a Vita, but now that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So it was kind of like stupid, but like it still looked cool to like play. Like the pterodactyls would like fly by and shit. It's tight.
I knew we weren't gonna get the tower, and that's my favorite stage of all time. Like
I just don't like. Even if they bring it back, I think they'll just do like the 9 version again. I don't think we're ever gonna get like the 2 version, which I love the 2 version of the tower. Like
I love the Armageddon version of the tower, where the staircase goes into the blue void and with clouds. Oh god, that is a good stage.
That is good. I just didn't like how messy it is. I like the tower like all clean and shit. Looks all nice and then.
I like both. I mean, they're just different flavors of my favorite stage of all time, right? Yeah. I like them both for different reasons. I would say probably my favorite stage fatality of all time is the Tower in Armageddon.
Interesting.
Speaking of which, I would have liked to see the bell tower back as well.
That's another one that's like progressively gotten worse.
Yeah, I like the idea in Armageddon of what they were trying to do with it, but ultimately it just wasn't. It didn't work, man.
It was weird.
Yeah, there was a real charm to it, and that might be my favorite stage in MK3 because the moon in the background contrasting with a well-lit wood, it just looked good. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. It was just like the vibe it gives off is like it's very like I think it's a way better like graveyard. Like the graveyard's trying too hard, but like the bell tower's like subtle and it's like you said, it's like it's creepy almost. And
then it feels like the apocalypse when you're there, right?
Yeah. It's like, God, where even is this shit? And it's all like nothing's happening, but like then you knock them down and they fucking fall through the floor into spikes. Like that's tight.
That's tight. Yeah.
No, they just removed that after. And the blue sky as well. That is so fucking good and essential to the bell tower. And 9s didn't have that. So.
I just feel like when I talk about how tight vanilla MK3's vision was aesthetically, that's a great example. Because when you're in like the bell tower or the balcony or the bridge, it feels like the end of the world. Mm. And in UMK3, when you're on the waterfront, like you feel like you just finished jogging. Doesn't have that vibe at all. So
I can see that.
Yeah, the bell tower in MK9 I actually thought looked really good, but they're just the colors weren't right. That was it. You need like a window, but it still looked really good in my opinion.
It could have looked good. I think you're right. It's the color. It's just all brown. If they had that night sky there, like I could have fucking gotten down with that. It would have looked good. And the stage fatal, like it was close.
I think even with the all brown, I'm still kind of okay with it because no other stage looked like that. It was interesting stage diversity.
Mm. That's a good point. I don't think it's nearly as bad as like the desert or like flesh pits or something like that. I hate those stages.
I hate the flesh pits. Django was saying this too. I'm actually okay with the desert, but I get it. Like I absolutely see why people don't like it.
I just prefer the MK3 version with the platform.
Yeah, me too. There's so much going on in the current desert, but I do like the idea of just sand. Hey guys, sand. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and Cyrax, of course, being there is nice.
Cyrax was a nice touch back then.
Yeah.
That's all I have for stages, guys. Anything else? Stages, not stages, anything y'all want to talk about?
I was just going to mention I like the Kronika's Keep. That looks really good to me. The Deadpool looks good. And yeah, that's basically it. I think the stages added are really nice. And it's cool that they're adding them for free.
Are they adding stage fatals to some of the existing stages?
We don't know.
Yeah. So. Hello, existing stages? No, I don't know.
I hope so. I think there's some...
It says stage fatalities plural, so I would think there'd be more than one.
Like the trap dungeon could probably do well with a stage fatality, I think.
Oh yeah.
Which is my favorite stage in MK11, I think.
The trap dungeon. Which one is that?
The Shaolin trap dungeon.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
That's like stage fatal city. Hell yeah. That'd be super good because you could like fucking do the uppercut and like they'd fall down on the spikes like the Mortal Kombat movie with live action Shang Tsung being there too.
I have to ask every time I think of this. Have you guys seen the Kids in the Hall pasta cutter sketch?
Nope.
I've seen some Kids in the Hall, but that doesn't sound familiar.
Well, it's the ultimate exercise in subversion. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I think it'd be hilarious if the Shaolin Trap Dungeon stage fatality like you have all these spikes in the background and like these crushing mechanisms, these spinning blades, and the stage fatality is just Moloch coming out and killing you. I think that'd be funny. That's basically the spirit of the pasta cutter sketch.
The Shaolin does have Moloch there for some reason.
Moloch, you'd be like a monk who just punches you to death. I don't know. It'd be funny.
Jesus. I mean, that sounds good
That'd
to
be
me.
creative.
Just do it.
Yeah, I'll try to find a link for that when I get a chance. But since I guess we're wrapping up, then NetherRealm, I know we're critical. Thank you for Fujin. It does mean a lot to us. It's been a long wait, and we're super grateful. Super grateful.
Thank you for his hair, dude. His hair is tight. I'm looking at it again right now.
It looks so fucking good.
He looks good. GG's.
Please bring him back. Like please
again?
Don't leave him out. In any other future game, I mean, just fucking always bring him back.
Yeah, do that. Come on, man. Especially since you guys are trying to, like, get rid of Raiden for some reason. Like, here you go, Liu Kang. You can be Raiden now. Like,
Maybe that's what's gonna fucking happen in the story. He's gonna finally become protector of Earthrealm like he should be.
Yeah.
Or he's going to join Shang Tsung. We'll see. Happy thoughts.
I mean, they'll look good together and probably be a sick team.
The new Deadly Alliance. They're doing this fucking...
Dude, they would be buff as fuck.
What'd you say, Tim?
The Reluctant Alliance.
Yeah.
Well, the Slightly Hesitant Alliance.
The only hope is to destroy everything.
It's like the VHS cover art for Trains, Planes, Automobiles, but instead of John Candy and Steve Martin, Shang Tsung Fujin, MK12.
I'll buy it.
Gameplay podcast.
For my VCR. Sounds tight. Don't do it, though. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Give every character long, sexy ponytails.
It does look good. I'm looking at it again. It's really good.
I would take that for Kung Lao. Just like take that and copy it. And
Right? Oh my gosh.
Dude, come on, man.
Now that's imagine in my brain.
Yeah. that fucking long braid of his in Mortal Kombat X. God, this shit's tight on Kung Lao.
Yeah, that would actually, yeah. That's a good point.
Come on, man. But listen, we've got some stuff that is cool. Okay. This is cool.
It doesn't even like Tim was saying earlier, like he doesn't feel like a character NRS designed almost. He feels like something like that would be in a more like Tekken game or something, like some Japanese.
He's almost like a Blaze Blue character, right?
Yeah. He, like I changed my avatar to this anime picture someone drew and it works too well. It's insane. It
looks like Future Trunks.
Yeah. But I fucking love it. It looks so good.
No, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. He looks super anime, and if he didn't look anime, there would be problems.
Oh, one more thing. I love the wind effects, the mythologies, like leaves. Like, I love that shit, because on his stage in mythology, there's always leaves in the wind and shit. And they totally fucking nailed that. I always wanted that for his wind effects.
There's going to be a lot of people around here playing this character when he comes out.
But for good reason. If there's anyone that should be played like a lot, it's fucking Fujin.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Like,
communicate the message to NRS. Hey, listen, it's not just a vocal minority that was really wanting some Fujin. And it's not... I don't know who's going to play Robocop, dude. I don't know who's going to be doing that, dude. Like, man.
And you should pick up Robocop.
Yeah, man, come on. That's what it's that's yeah, let's fucking play that game where we like roll for characters and somebody has to learn Robocop. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll be a thing.
I mean, I'll learn anyone if they're fun, to be honest with you. But oh god, I mean, if Fujin is not prominent in Combat League, that means I have to go into Combat League with Fujin, right? So I may be a busy man at the time. I don't know.
Armand can learn Robocop.
That would be tight.
Somebody's got to do it. Armand said he was a fan. Armand's a fan of Robocop, apparently. So listen.
Well, it's a good movie with a very important message. So despite I mean, it's very violent. I think people like who know of RoboCop know it as like an action figure sold in the early 90s. I don't think people realize just how violent that movie is.
I have seen one clip and it was super violent.
Headshot.
Yeah, but it's I think the message of that movie is really strong. It's really important. It's maybe the most relevant it's ever been. So
Damn.
yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely make a movie night out of that one day.
That sounds tight.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything. Thank you for everything, NetherRealm.
Thank you for Fujin. Thank you for Fujin.
Thank you for friendships too.
And friendships, and
Especially Fujin.
especially
Yeah, more
Fujin.
importantly, Fujin, but
Yeah.
friendships are great.
And Shredder sub, I guess.
No, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for Shredder
Yeah.
sub. Holy shit.
And for Fujin. That's somebody say bye or something. I don't know how to end it.
Take care, everybody.
Good night.